Duke family artifacts and photographs can be found throughout the hallways of the inn. Visit us as we continue to celebrate tradition over trend, as we have for more than 30 years. For reservations, visit us at WashingtonDukeInn.com. That's WashingtonDukeInn.com.
You're listening to Duke Blue Devil football on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield. Back in 60 seconds after these messages from your local sponsors.
Drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock, and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at 2 Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care, and we'll prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable. We can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at 2menandatruck.com.
Blue Devil football is on the air. We're previewing today's game on Coca-Cola Countdown to Kickoff.
And we thank you for joining us on our Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Looking forward to Duke and Florida State kicking off at 7:05. So right now our countdown is right around 56 minutes till go time here for the Blue Devils. And we're joined, as always, on our home games and all of our road games as well. Chelsea Groves, a member of the Duke social media team for Around the Locker Room. And this week, Chelsea, I know you had a chance to spend some time with Aaron Hall. He's from right here in Durham, starting nose tackle for this team. I know a lot of experience by him. This is the first year for him as a starter. And he spent a lot of time in the opposing backfields, as you know, with all the tackles for losses and quarterback hurries and sacks. And I know after that weekend off and after that loss, he is ready to go tonight.
Yeah, coming off the bye week, the team really did value the time to get healthy, get some rest, some prep time for FSU. This team knows this is going to be a statement win tonight, and they're aware this could be the first win in school history against Florida State. And with Aaron being a captain on this team, he just said the message this week from the captain's group and from Coach Diaz that we still control our own destiny, and we know the places that we want to go, and just being where our feet are has been the message, the motto from this week. It's a lot of positivity heading into a big game like this.
Always fun to catch up with Aaron Hall. Let's hear from Chelsea and Aaron.
You're at the halfway point of the season, coming off the bye week, able to get some extra prep time for Florida State, get healthy, focus on personal skill sets, also getting some rest. Yeah. But I'm sure it's great to be back in the game routine this week. Yeah. How has the week been in preparation for what could be a statement win, getting to play it in Wallace Wade?
It's been beautiful. Just like you mentioned, we just had time to get our bodies, our minds right. Just more preparation time, right? They're a great team with great players. And so just making sure that we continue to do our job this season to come out with big statement wins. So, I mean, it was beautiful.
A big part of your game, being a force on defense, creating chaos has been the motto all season long. Tackles for loss, pass breakups, a major part of this team's identity. How important will the presence of the defense be just to get the tone set in this game?
Very important. I mean, we plan to continue to do that all season. And like you just said, that's a big motto for us. Just continue to create that chaos and just bring that momentum into the game, especially the start of the game, realizing that we could set that tone early, and just knowing that we have a great offense and great leadership to back us up always helps. And so we'll continue to do that for the rest of the season, but definitely we're focused on doing it this game.
You're also a co-captain on this team. Your teammates look to you to be a leader, to be a voice on the sidelines and also on the field. You now look to respond to get that big win in ACC see play here at home. What's been the message from this group of captains, Maalik, Jordan, Justin, you, on bouncing back, just as a captain, that voice, message to this group?
Just realizing that we still control our destiny. I mean, we talk about it a lot, in the places that we want to go, we're still in control. And that's something big that we've been looking towards. We've been talking to the team about, we've been getting coached on ourselves about from Coach Diaz. And so just making sure that we continue to do our jobs. We just don't focus on the past, because wins or losses in the past will never get us to where we want to now. So we just can't focus on those. We have to be where our feet are. And so that's just something that we've been talking about a lot as captains to the team and just being coached from. So that's great.
Thanks, Darren. Good luck this week.
No problem. Thank you, Chelsea.
The chaos, the defense, ready to get back at it just to set the tone early, and we are very close to game time.
We certainly are, and I love the comment about being where your feet are. Certainly not looking at past games this year, past games against Florida State, what might be coming up if you win a couple games, just right now what's going to happen tonight, and that's what they're focused on, and Aaron Hall's certainly a good guy to provide that voice for this team. Chelsea, thanks a lot.
Absolutely,
appreciate it.
yes.
Look forward to seeing you again next week for the SMU game.
Sounds good.
All right, that's Chelsea Groves around the locker room. Much more coming your way when we continue in just a moment on our Coca-Cola Countdown to Kickoff.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
For any surface and every season, Continental Tire is the smart choice in tires. From ultra-high performance tires like the Extreme Contact Sport 02 to passenger touring tires to all-terrain light truck tires like the Terrain Content AT, Continental has a tire that gives you confidence no matter the road conditions. Whether you're looking for summer, all-season, or winter tires, Continental Tire has something to fit your needs. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find your ideal tire. Continental Tire, a proud partner of the Duke Blue Devils.
Coverage of Duke football returns after this 1-minute timeout from your local station.
Hey Blue Devils fans, this fall we invite you to have the time of your life at the Crystal Coast. Between our 85 miles of picture-perfect beaches and 11 waterfront communities, it's like you're getting multiple vacations in one amazing place. With action-packed water sports, family-friendly attractions, and just caught seafood, North Carolina's Southern Outer Banks has it all and then some. Book your fall trip today at crystalcoastnc.org.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Welcome back to our Coca-Cola Countdown to Kickoff. Hey, Duke, Florida State tonight brought to you by Richmar Florist. Visit richmarflorist.com for floral delivery around the corner or around the world. Richmar Florist, proud sponsor of Duke Athletics. John Roth and Dave Harding with you from our Bojangles stage at Blue Devil Tower, getting ready for the Duke Florida State contest. Our countdown to kickoff just under 50 minutes now, and joined for the next couple of minutes by Rachel Demita, the game host at Wallace Wade Stadium this year. Obviously, you can see her throughout the game in person and check her out on social media as well. Rachel, thanks a lot. And coming off of the last home, it's been a while since the last home game since you've been out here with the fans, but what a game that was, the North Carolina game. Such a huge win. At the end, the victory bell, the students rushing the floor, the court,
me
whatever.
Too. I was out there too.
Same here, yeah. I was looking for people to talk to, and how much fun was that for you, just that whole night?
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, my anxiety was through the roof because I cannot believe we just made that comeback. But, I mean, that's a testament to this team. That was awesome. And also, it was my first time ever storming a field. So shout out to Duke. Thank you so much for giving me that opportunity that I didn't have in college. So yeah, it was incredible.
Did it live up to expectations? What was the storming the field like?
Oh, it was perfect.
Yeah.
And also Duke students are just like so kind and whatever. So it was also like the safest storming the field I think that we could have possibly had, you know?
I saw one guy fall down the steps running out, and everybody helped him get up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, usually you're going to get trampled, like, you know.
We did actually have some UNC fans on the field, too. I don't know if you saw that. There was a guy frozen in fear. He just could not believe what happened. But other than that, yeah, it was amazing.
It turned him into a statue. That's good. They can have that over at Carolina. I mean, expecting kind of the same kind of vibe tonight. I know I made it out to the Devil Walk earlier. Campus is abuzz. I know you've been around.
For sure.
What can you report?
Well, so we have not beaten Florida State, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that is correct.
In 20 years. So I feel like
it's kind of ever, but yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so it's a big game for us, and coming off a bye week, teams normally bounce back in one or two ways, come out sluggish, or they come out with all of the energy and ready to go, and I feel like that's what this team is going to do tonight. So I'm excited for it, and we are going to have another packed house, which is always, great for us. And it's Friday night game.
Yeah,
a little chilly tonight, but I think it'll be fun.
Well, I got one for you. A lot of fans have enjoyed you being at these games and kind of livening up the crowd and your interactions, and people have gotten a huge, to me, spark from social media and your presence out here. And I hope you enjoy it too. But I was just curious, for people who don't know your background, what's kind of your origin story as far as getting into the social media sphere, whether it was a certain TikTok post you did or something, like was there some event that kind of got you where you are in social media?
Yeah, so I definitely did not have like an overnight success story. It's definitely been like a steady grind for me, and I went to college for broadcast journalism, and at the time I was being taught to just do traditional television, but around that time was when social media really started to boom, and so I found myself at this like weird intersection between traditional hosting and then the social media side, and I feel like I've been able to blend the two, and worked in the basketball space quite a bit, and this is not my first time working in football, but one of my first like bigger gigs on the football side. But really, for me, it's just coming to it from a fans and a social media perspective, so it fits perfectly. And it's been awesome.
Yeah, when you look at kind of the trajectory of your career and where you are, is this more than you ever dreamed of? What you get to do and travel around and get to be an in-game host. I know you've got podcasts and everything else. Like, when you go to school for more traditional broadcasting, this is often not what it looks like.
Oh, for sure. I could have never expected. Yeah, I could have never expected, especially like being here on a football field. And honestly, you guys, this is one of my favorite gigs that I've ever had. Just like being a part of, the Duke community and the students accepting me so much, and just like having that energy every single weekend it's been really cool.
All right, let's get ready to bring that energy again tonight. Duke and Florida State starts in, 45 minutes. So
45 minutes. I got to get
ready.
out there.
Yeah, get out there. Get them going. Thanks a lot, Rachel. Appreciate it.
Guys.
All right, Rachel Demita, game host at Wallace Wade Stadium. Appreciate her joining us, and much more when we continue in just a moment on our Coca-Cola Countdown to Kickoff.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Family is a full-time job. There's lunches to make, laundry to do, the list goes on. It's a lot. But with Kohl's Epic Deals, I don't spend a lot. I got active styles for $9.99, a kitchen appliance for $12.99, and teas for $7.99. Plus, I earn 3 times the rewards as a Kohl's Rewards member. See for yourself now through Sunday only at Kohl's. Select styles. Offers in September 29th. Kohl's Rewards enrollment required for rewards. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
While there's a break in the action, here's a word from your local sponsors.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season. And that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time.
Calling all tailgaters, partygoers, party throwers, and excited Duke Blue Devil fans. Southern Harvest Catering has all your catering needs covered for the big game or that important party. As a preferred caterer of Duke Athletics, Southern Harvest Catering has the know-how and delicious food to make your event the very best it can be. Owned by Duke alumnus Tom Meyer, Southern Harvest Catering has been supporting Duke Athletics for 20 years and feeding Duke fans all over the Triangle. Call them at 919-413-7180 or visit online at southernharvestcatering.com. Go Duke!
Coca-Cola countdown to kickoff continues from our Bojangles stage in Blue Devil Tower. Bojangles, home of the original tailgate special. It's Bo time. John Roth with you as we get set for Duke and Florida State. Certainly one of the storylines for the Duke team thus far this season has been the strong play of the team's defense, which is led by defensive coordinator Jonathan Patke. He's also the linebackers coach. First year here at Duke, came over from Texas State where he was for 1 year. And while he was there last year coaching their defense, they were second in the country in tackles for loss and ninth for sacks. Before that, he worked 6 years with Manny Diaz at Miami, as well as working with him at Mississippi State and Louisiana Tech. So those two have been together for quite a long time. And their magic has made Duke right now number 1 in the country in tackles for loss per game, number 10 in pass defense, number 11 in third down defense, 5th lowest yards per play allowed. So great things by the Duke defense this year. And our David Shoemate had a chance to catch up with Coach Jonathan Patke to talk about it.
As you guys start the second half of the season, I guess I'm curious, biggest impressions from the first half and stuff that you guys want to work on going into the second half?
Yeah, again, I think what you see from our guys, we're a resilient group. I still don't think we put 4 quarters together. So we're looking for a complete game. Nothing will ever be perfect, but just a complete game, 4 quarters. There's just a couple mishaps in each game that if we take those out of our game, I think we can be really elite on defense.
You've been at this for so long. I imagine nothing really truly surprises you, but curious about the progression of your 2 transfers coming over from the SCS levels in the linebacker room. Feels like those guys have popped. Alex and Ozzie, what have you seen?
Yeah, I think they've done a great job. I mean, and we knew that going in. Their tape showed that they could play at this level. I think the evaluation process was key in that, and their character. The guys came in and fit in this program and how we work and how we practice every day, which shows up on game days. The guys compete. They're tough. They battle through some nicks, and I'm just proud of those guys.
Get a couple of quick thoughts on Florida State. If you take the record away and you just watch the tape, it feels like they're one of the best teams in the country. What have you seen?
Yeah, I would agree. They got a lot of equipment, I'd say. They got a lot of great players. There's no surprise, what they were last year, and they haven't got it all the way clicking together. So, but we have a lot of respect for them as far as their talent. I think their quarterback gives them a really good chance. I think the guys believe in him. The guy that's playing now for him, and he has all the talent in the world. So we have a tremendous respect for him.
The sample size is small on him, obviously, but he's played in some big games already. The ACC title game, the Orange Bowl, and then Clemson making his first start this year. What do you make of him?
Yeah, the guy has no fear. I mean, comes in and wins the ACC. That's what we told our guys. This guy hadn't played a lot, but the games he's played in have been really, really big ones. And he led his team to ACC championship, and he took them and battled with Clemson and made some really, really high-level throws. So I got a lot of respect for him.
Let you go on this. When you look at the statistics, obviously the TFLs, the sacks, all that gets a lot of attention, but leading the ACC, one of the best in the country defending the pass. What have you seen from the secondary?
I think they take coaching. They, obviously coming in here and changing our system and how we coach. First off, just accepting us and how we do things. Their aggression, their toughness on the perimeter has shown up, and we got some really good players in the back end, and some guys that are really experienced and some guys that are gaining experience game by game. But those guys have shown up, and I always say, especially on game days, even the young guys that haven't played a whole lot, they just carry themselves like pros. They prepare like pros, and it shows up, and obviously the numbers speak for themselves.
All right, Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And that's our David Shoemate with Duke defensive coordinator and linebackers coach Jonathan Patke, getting ready for tonight's contest against Florida State as we draw closer to kickoff. Seminoles and Blue Devils starting to trickle out onto Brooks Field at Wallace Wade Stadium for some warm-up activity, and looking forward to getting this game underway. 7:05 tonight. Blue Devils come in at 5-1, but coming off of a loss at Georgia Tech and an open date. Florida State coming in at 1-5. also coming off of a loss against Clemson and an open date, so a lot of similarities with how the teams have approached coming into this contest, trying to bounce back and be refreshed after the open date to start off the second half of the season on a strong note. Say when you're out of town and you want to keep up with live college sports, be sure to download the free Varsity Network app that's available for both Apple and Android. Listen to college sports live with the Varsity Network app. Much more coming your way as we keep it going from Durham on our Coca-Cola Countdown to Kickoff.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
With all these new winners at the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club, we need to decide who's in charge.
We need a top prize winner.
We need someone who's good with words, like us crossword winners.
If elected leader, I will extend the hours during which all winners can use the diamond-encrusted hot tub.
Yes. New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with $370 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.04 to 4.31. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
This is Duke football on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield. We're back after this from your local station.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking, the list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey y'all, this is Michael Felder, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country every week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way through the national championship game in January. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to get your favorite podcast. And be sure to follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
Welcome back to our Coca-Cola Countdown to Kickoff. Coming to you from our Bojangles stage at Blue Devil Tower. Bojangles, home of the original tailgate special, It's Bow Time. John Roth along with David Shoemate and Dave Harding getting set for Duke and Florida State. Our countdown clock is at 35-plus minutes before the kickoff of this ACC game. And, guys, as we come to you tonight from Wallace Wade Stadium, Duke's home stadium since 1929. This is the 100 years of Duke University and same football stadium for 95 of those years. So tonight from our question of the week, I thought I'd throw this one out there. What's the oldest active on-campus stadium in ACC football right now? Is it Wallace Wade or some other venue? What do you guys think?
Another venue. I'm going to go with Cal.
I was going to go with where we just were down in Atlanta. Bobby Dodd.
And you guys are first and second on the list right there. Bobby Dodd, 1913, and it's actually the third oldest in college football. And then Cal from 1923.
Oh,
those are the top two.
Let's go.
Duke's is number 4. In between there is Keenan Stadium down the road from 1927. So those are 4 of the older stadiums in college football, all in the top 30. And we're playing in one of them here tonight. Looking forward to the Blue Devils and the Seminoles. And certainly we're going to talk about the other ACC games in just a couple of moments. But how about quickly what you guys think are a couple of the keys tonight for the Blue Devils, especially getting this game started?
I think it's about playing clean and coming out and playing really sound fundamental football. The team tonight that makes the fewest mistakes is going to win the game. There's a bunch of storylines going into this one. But I think when you boil it down, the team that can tackle better and the team that causes more turnovers and has fewer turnovers on offense is the one that gets away with the win.
I agree with you largely. So since you went there, I'm going to go in another direction. Florida State doesn't have one of the worst. They have the worst rushing attack in the country. 133rd is where they rank, 58 yards a game on the ground. I think the Blue Devils have to stop the run tonight to put pressure on Brock Lynn, the redshirt freshman quarterback, to come out and lead this Florida State offense. So to me, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens up front, particularly when the Blue Devils are on defense, because with Mike Norvell and his offensive background, he's been spending 2 weeks trying to figure out a way to get this run game going. I think the Blue Devils have to stop the run tonight.
We're going to see if they can do that, but before we do that, we're going to see if we can pick some games correctly from tomorrow's ACC slate when we come back in just a moment on our Coca-Cola Countdown to Kickoff.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Makes the catch, 10-5, touchdown!
This is Duke head coach Manny D.
And a big way that you get this offense rolling is success on first and second down. It doesn't have to be 8 or 9 yards, but you need positive plays to keep you out in third and long. That way the offense can keep moving the football.
Let's flip it over and talk about things defensively. The Blue Devils lead the country in terms of TFLs. If you look at yards per play allowed, they're 5th nationally, and they got an interesting challenge here tonight, and a redshirt freshman quarterback in Brock Lynn that is making his 4th start for the Seminoles, but his first in a true road game. So there isn't a lot of film you can find on him. We asked one of the linebackers, Alex Howard, how you prepare for a quarterback like that.
I feel like it's always about us just doing our job, and just we do see with like how he plays and things like that, which he is a pretty good quarterback, but it really just comes down to us doing our job and just holding our standard up again.
Well, and I think a lot of it, too, is this Mike Norvell system and the offense. He is known for changing some things up week to week, so it'll be an adjustment early as you get a feel for how they're planning to attack the Duke defense. But overall, this is an offense and a team overall, David, in Florida State that's incredibly talented, and the tape shows that. So you're matching up against scheme, yes, but you're also matching up against great size and speed, especially on the outside.
We talked earlier in the pregame show about the Blue Devils having been on this stage before. They were a year ago in Tallahassee. They lost in that game 38-20, but they led 20-17 going to the fourth quarter. You've been in so many of those games. What sort of lessons can be taken from that? A lot of these guys playing here tonight were on that field a year ago.
Well, I think a lot of it is confidence and the feeling that you belong. This is a team in Duke that has shown amazing toughness and the ability to finish out games even when things don't look all that good. I think they were 17-point underdogs going into the half against Carolina and find a way to win it. This is the confidence that you can bring into a home environment where it should be easier for you to execute, where Duke feels like they've got a little bit of an opportunity to pull ahead of the Seminoles.
Oh, we're looking forward to it tonight. Should be a great atmosphere, near capacity crowd expected. A little bit late getting here on a Friday night, getting off of work, getting into the building, but we're looking forward to rock tonight at Wallace Wade Stadium between Duke and Florida State for the 23rd time. We'll kick it off when you come back.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
With all these new winners at the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club, we need to decide who's in charge.
We need a top prize winner.
We need someone who's good with words, like us crossword winners.
If elected leader, I will extend the hours during which all winners can use the diamond-encrusted hot tub.
Yes. New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with $370 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.04 to 4.31. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
You're listening to Duke Blue Devil football on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield. Back in 60 seconds after these messages from your local sponsors.
Hey Blue Devils fans, this fall we invite you to have the time of your life at the Crystal Coast. Between our 85 miles of picture-perfect beaches and 11 waterfront communities, it's like you're getting multiple vacations in one amazing place. With action-packed water sports, family-friendly attractions, and just-caught seafood, North Carolina's Southern Outer Banks has it all and then some. Book your fall trip today at crystalcoastnc.org.
Calling all tailgaters, partygoers, party throwers, and excited Duke Blue Devil fans. Southern Harvest Catering has all your catering needs covered for the big game or that important party. As a preferred caterer of Duke Athletics, Southern Harvest Catering has the know-how and delicious food to make your event the very best it can be. Owned by Duke alumnus Tom Meyer, Southern Harvest Catering has been supporting Duke Athletics for 20 years and feeding Duke fans all over the Triangle. Call them at 919-413-7180 or visit online at southernharvestcatering.com. Go Duke!
Kickoff here from Wallace Wade Stadium. David Shumate and Dave Harding up here in the booth. To the field we go to welcome in the third member of our crew tonight and say hello to John Roth.
Thanks a whole lot, guys. You know, tonight's opponent for Coach Manny Diaz is one that certainly he needs no introduction to. He's a Florida State graduate, class of 1995. He got his first coaching job as a graduate assistant at Florida State under legendary coach Bobby Bowden. He's always considered Bowden one of his coaching mentors. In fact, Manny was on the staff as a grad assistant when they won the national championship in 1999. As a head coach at Miami, he beat his alma mater 2 out of 3 times and beat them handily 27-10 and 52-10. And the third time they played, had a 28-20 lead in the fourth quarter before Florida State, had a miracle and scored with 26 seconds left to get the win. So certainly he's got experience and a lot of history with Florida State. Looking forward to getting a winner tonight for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, no question. There is no shortage of history as the two teams' captains make their way out to midfield. Of course, the Blue Devil captains, Jordan Moore, Maalik Murphy, Aaron Hall, and Justin Pickett. For our opening coin toss, Marcus Woods is going to lead our ACC officiating crew here tonight. And Dave, the energy in the stadium is palpable. As we said, the weather is perfect. About a minute or so away from kickoff. Kind of take us inside the minds of these guys down on the sideline. You've been in this moment a lot. What these guys are thinking about right now?
Well, it's a lot of anticipation, some element of anxiety, and the tension is typically a little bit higher when you're coming off of a bye week because it's been longer than normal since you played a football game and you're out of your typical routine. I think also with all the history and the series with Florida State and what Florida State means, the fact that they were right on the cusp of making it into the college football playoff a season ago, when you play a blue blood program like that, there's a heightened level of energy and you're just more eager to get out there and start playing.
The Seminoles won the opening coin toss. They have deferred, so we're going to get to see this Blue Devil offense first. As we said, it is just a picture-perfect night for football. Temperatures hovering in the upper 50s, might get down towards the upper 40s by the time we're done. Really no breeze to speak of. If there is a whisper, it's coming out of the north. And the Blue Devils looking to get off to a 6-1 start. 6 or more wins in 9 of their last 13 seasons. They've been really good at home of late. Won 11 of their last 12, including 6 in a row, 14-2 at home since the start of the 2022 season. Going to wear blue jerseys here tonight, black pants, a black lid, and that Hellraiser logo on top of it. Florida State on the road going to wear gold helmets, white jerseys, and garnet pants with garnet numerals. The Blue Devils with white numerals here tonight. We're going to see the Blue Devils go right to left here in the opening quarters. We see things on the west side of the stadium. It'll be Peyton Jones back deep to return the kickoff. Big opportunity tonight to get to 6-1, stay in the thick of the ACC race. Fitzgerald to kick it off for the Seminoles, and away we go on a Friday night. And Jones will return it on the right side of the field from the 4. 10, 15, and 20. Bounces outside right and ripped down as he got to the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. That's where the Blue Devils will set up shop. 1st and 10, and we'll see Maalik Murphy and company go to work. Murphy, the redshirt sophomore out of Inglewood, California, comes in having completed 125 of his 208 pass attempts this season. But there is big news on the offensive side of things in that we are not going to see Nicky Dalmolin tonight, the tight end, the graduate student out of Cumming, Georgia, unable to go this evening. That is a big piece of the puzzle that is missing. We'll talk about that more as the night moves along. Star Thomas is the starting tailback. He is to the left of Maalik Murphy. And 1st and 10 off the 22. Here's the snap, straight handoff, trying to bounce it to the right and getting as far as the 24-yard line is Thomas. And Dave, before we get into the rest of the starters, that is a big piece of the puzzle that's missing with Nicky Dalmolin.
Nicky Dalmolin has been incredible for the Duke offense, not just in his ability to catch balls down the field, but blocking and what they've done with him in the run game. Huge loss.
On 2nd down, they'll keep it on the ground. The Blue Devils trying to bounce it outside right, trying to slip through as Thomas. He'll get as far as the 25-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Give you the rest of the starters along the offensive line. Fina, Krings, Craycraft, Pickett, and Parker. And the receivers we've become accustomed to, Moore, Pankel, and Hagens. Tony Boggs actually got the start at the tight end position tonight. Jake Taylor is out there now for 3rd down and 7.
They've got a big task on their hands against a Florida State front on defense that's very good.
They need to take it out to the 32-yard line. Thomas is to the left of Murphy. Florida State crowns the line of scrimmage, and here we go. From the shotgun, here's the snap. They rush 5. Quick throw to the right. It is caught, and out of bounds goes Taylor, well short of the 1st down. Only a gain of a yard to the 26-yard line, and the Blue Devils will have to punt on their initial drive of the game.
Well covered, and you mentioned caught. I mean, that ball was caught right at the line of scrimmage, so not much gain at all. Good run on 1st down, and then outside of that, Florida State all over the Blue Devil offense.
So Reynoldson to punt it away, the freshman out of Queensland, Australia. And it'll be LaWayne McCoy to return the punt. He puts his heels down at the 30. Reynoldson rolls to the right, gets it on the way. Nice high kick towards the sideline. We'll see where they spot it. Not his best effort. It's going to depend on where it went out of bounds along the Florida State sideline. The official covering it is across the 40, the 45, and jogging out near midfield. They'll put it down at the 49-yard line. So great field position for the Seminoles for their first touch with 13:20 to play here in the opening quarter. Give you the starters defensively for the Blue Devils. The interior duo we've become accustomed to. Aaron Hall, redshirt junior out of Durham, wearing number 99. Kendi Charles, the grad transfer from Liberty. Orange Park, Florida native. He wears number 91. And the defensive ends are V.J. Anthony and Wesley Williams. Howard and Nicholas get the start at linebacker alongside Cam Bergeron. Will give you the secondary in just a second as Florida State goes to work left to right here in the opening quarter. From the shotgun, Glenn takes the snap. A toss running left with Toafili. Steps inside, 45, Toafili all the way down to the 40-yard line. An 11-yard run and a 1st down for Florida State. In the secondary for the Blue Devils starting tonight, Rivers, a junior out of Beaumont, Texas. The opposite corner is Joshua Pickett out of Demarest, Georgia. Stinson and Terry Moore are the safeties. So a pickup of 11 for a Florida State run game that we told you has struggled this season. And already they're on the Blue Devils half of the field. And now Glenn to throw, backpedaling, screen set up to the left, to catch by Toafili. 40, 35, down the left sideline. Look out. 20, 15, trying to hurdle a man and spun out of bounds as he got to the 11-yard line by Stinson.
They did a good job of disguising that screen and sneaking Toafili the back into the flat. Blocked excellently down the field, and no Blue Devil defender anywhere close.
28-yard rip, and it's 1st and 10. Officially, they spot him at the 12. A pistol set for Glenn and company. 2.5 minutes in. Florida State already threatening, scoreless here in the opening quarter as Davis is the tailback. And from the shotgun, a straight handoff running right, and Davis is ripped for a loss back to the 14-yard line. Good penetration, and the Blue Devils get in the backfield early, and I believe with initial contact, it was Wesley Williams.
It was working off of the end spot over the right tackle of the offense. Explosion up the field. Then did a good job of wrapping up. First play of the game, that 11-yard rip, David. Blue Devil defenders in position did not make a tackle. That's a little uncharacteristic for this group.
2nd down and 12. Glenn going to slow it down. 3 minutes in. The clock rolling. 11:50 to play in the opening quarter. Play clock's at 10. A couple slaps to the hands. Here's the snap. Another inside handoff, and getting as far as the 14-yard line, or make it the 9-yard line, I should say, is Davis as he goes straight ahead for a pickup of 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. We talked about the Blue Devils struggling at times this year on 3rd down. Florida State, not very good at all. 29%, 126th in the country. Davis to the right of Glenn on 3rd down, and we'll call it 7. They need the 2. Walks to the line, plenty of time. Play clock's at 19. One wide receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Glenn is ready, and from the shotgun, play clock's down to 5. Here's the snap. The Blue Devils bring pressure. Quick throw to the left. It is caught. Going to need an open field tackle, and they got it. At the 5-yard line, Joshua Pickett made the play, and it's field goal time, you think, for the Seminoles, as the catch was made by Hakeem Williams. They have a very good kicker, Ryan Fitzgerald, 6 of 6 on the year, a long of 59, and indeed he will come out to try what will be a veritable chip shot of some 23 yards just inside the left hash.
Yeah, heck of a play by Pickett on the outside, one-on-one. Throw it out there. He's got to make the play, and he did, to save a touchdown.
So 4.5 minutes in, the Seminoles march deep into Blue Devil territory, but have to settle for a field goal try that's on the way, and good. And with 10:21 to play in the opening quarter, Dave, it's 3-0 Florida State, but that feels like a little bit of a miniature win right there, the way they got chunks to start the drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think the Duke coaching staff would be all that surprised by the way this game started. Norvell is known offensively for throwing a few wrinkles in, especially coming off of a bye week. So the defense maybe needs to get it to the sideline, take a look at those iPads, get settled in. But overall, pretty good start, and give it credit to Pickett. One-on-one on the outside, making a tackle and forcing a field goal.
All right, let's take a break. 10:20 to play in the opening quarter. The Blue Devils trail it by a field goal, 3-0 when you come back.
Since our doors first opened in 1988, the Washington Duke Inn and Golf Club has celebrated the contributions of its namesake, paying tribute to a life of community service and philanthropy. This is the cornerstone of our commitment to the Durham community. Duke family artifacts and photographs can be found throughout the hallways of the inn. Visit us as we continue to celebrate tradition over trend, as we have for more than 30 years. For reservations, visit us at WashingtonDukeInn.com. That's WashingtonDukeInn.com.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock, and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
Stadium. The Blue Devils trailing by a field goal, getting set to get the football back in just a second. Tonight's game between Duke and Florida State is presented by Richmar Florist. Visit richmarflorist.com for floor delivery around the corner or around the world. Richmar Florist, proud sponsor of Duke Athletics. David Shumate alongside Dave Harding. John Roth down on the field. John Rose, our producer and engineer. Evan Jackson is our spotter tonight. And back inside our network studios is Jeff Hamlin. Great to have you guys with us tonight. A little bit unusual, playing on Friday, but the Blue Devils are accustomed to it. Third Friday game of the season. Of course, they won their first two, most in program history that they've done this season. And Dave, it's been an interesting team in terms of their ability to come from behind and win. Already 3 fourth-quarter comebacks to win this season. You just don't see that very often. I think the most in program history is 4, and they've still got half the season to go.
Yeah, it shows how tough they are. They believe that they should win these games. Now, from my perspective, I'd love to see that be a thing of the past. You know, let's go ahead and take care of games early so we don't have to make any comebacks. But I think there is no questioning the toughness of this group mentally. And, man, how about that halftime speech by Manny Diaz during the Carolina game? I mean, you could find your way back into any game if you could listen to him.
Fitzgerald to kick off for Florida State for the second time. The last time he did was just the second time a kick has been returned against him. In 21 kickoffs coming in, he had 20 touchbacks. We'll see if he gives Jones another opportunity. Jones, of course, took 167 yards to start the second half down in Atlanta. As Fitzgerald is set to boot it away. Right-footed kicker. This one is into the end zone, and the Blue Devils will start at the 25-yard line. Looking for their initial first down of the game. The first set of downs, a commitment to the run, which is maybe something you would expect here tonight because you kind of have to recalibrate how you think of Florida State. We know what they've been historically, and not that they don't have talent on the field, but Dave, statistically, they haven't been very good against the run, giving up better than 180 yards on the ground. Worst in the ACC, 109th in the country.
Yeah, part of that's come in late game situations where they've been a little bit out of it, but also because Florida State will run a light box, not a ton of people in along the line of scrimmage. You got some chances there.
On 1st and 10 off the 25, a snap and Murphy to throw. Underneath, he's got Harvey. Nice catch, takes the hit and goes down at the 31-yard line with a pickup of 6 on first down. Shyheim Brown made the tackle. He's their leading tackler on the season. He's got 44 now, 14 more than anybody else. And the Blue Devils get a nice chunk play to start the second set of downs from Harvey, the grad transfer from Old Dominion. We've seen Harvey out there more than Jordan Moore in the early going, something to keep an eye on, as he's out there with Pankel and Hagans on the left side of the formation, the three wideouts. Jones repositions to the left of Murphy, and he will get the carry on second down, looking for space, finds it on the right, moves the pile. He's got a first down out to the 35, but there's a flag down, and it's offside against Florida State. So I imagine you'll take the penalty to get the extra yard, but we'll wait and see. So we told you earlier, Marcus Woods leads our ACC officiating crew.
Defense, number 5. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's Joshua Farmer. I feel like it was such a good run for Jones. He should get credit for it, but obviously you're going to take the yard to get better field position out to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, and those are the situations, David, that we've talked about and what this offense needs to start drives. Positive plays on first down. We saw that on the slant. And then a good run, even with that penalty, helping set the tone and get the wheels moving of this offense.
First and 10 off the 36-yard line. From the shotgun, here's Murphy. Gonna throw. Hard play action. He's under pressure. Fires down the middle. Dangerous pass trying to get it to Pankel, and it's incomplete. He was at the Florida State 45-yard line. Kirkland was there. The pass was a little bit offline left and maybe better forward. It falls incomplete. Second and 10 coming up.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive by Maalik Murphy to stand in the pocket and still find a way to throw the ball down the field. But I think you're exactly right. Duke is fortunate that one didn't end up in the hands of a Seminole. Well covered, trying to go hard play action with max protection and take a shot deep.
Second and 10 from a pistol set. Murphy will give the handoff to Jones. He's met in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Omar Graham, the linebacker, made the play, and it's a loss of 4 yards back to the 33. Make it a loss of 3, so 3rd and 13 coming up. Graham, the redshirt sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Florida State lost one of their better linebackers for the season, an experienced player in DJ Lundy. They've been beset by injuries on both sides of the ball. We'll talk about that as the night moves along. But a big play there by Graham sets up 3rd down and 13. The Blue Devils need to take it out to the 46 to keep the drive going as we wheel under 9 minutes to play in the opening quarter, and Duke trailing by a field goal. Murphy getting the protection set, and now he's ready. Here's the snap. They rush 4. He's got time down the left sideline for Pankel. Couldn't hold on with one hand. Hit late. No flag comes in, and the Blue Devils will have to punt. There was some hand fighting with Ventrell Cypress, but no laundry on the field, and the Blue Devils get that one first down, but now they'll have to boot it away.
Yeah, this officiating crew letting them play early on the outside. That was a lot of contact. And I'm quite frankly surprised that it wasn't a pass interference call. Not sure even if it had been caught would it have been enough for a first down.
Would have been close. As Reynoldson is sent to boot it away. And as we told you, McCoy is the punt returner for Florida State. End over end, send it's on away. Much better kick this time. And from the 24, they're going to try to return it. Bad idea. The Blue Devils special teams got there in a hurry. Stinson with the nice play brings him down at the 22-yard line, and we've got a timeout. 8:31 to play in the opening quarter. The Blue Devils trailing by a field goal, 3-0.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Are you ready to show your Duke pride wherever you go? Visit shop.duke.edu, your one-stop online store for all things Duke. From the latest apparel to must-have accessories, Duke University Stores has it all. Whether you're a student, alumni, or fan, shop.duke.edu has something for everyone. Get your hands on exclusive Duke gear today. Shop conveniently online at shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
8:31 to play here in the opening quarter. The Blue Devil defense about to go back to work. Duke trailing by a field goal, 3-0. Don't forget the Blue Devil football is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Taco Game Day with the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. David Shoemate alongside Dave Harding. John Roth down on the field. John Rose, our producer and engineer. Evan Jackson is our spotter. And back inside our network studios tonight is Jeff Hamlin. And Dave, now the Blue Devil defense will get a chance to go to work, not with their heels on their own side of the field. Florida State going to have to make a much larger march, but we saw what they did in the game against Clemson. It was a 29-13 loss, but I think both you and I were impressed with what we saw from Brock Glenn. 23 of 45, that doesn't wow you, 228 and 2 touchdowns, but one of those you kind of have to watch the film because he's very accurate with the deep ball. They actually had some drops in that game. Otherwise, it could have been a lot more competitive.
He will let it rip. And you know, if the last series with the lack of penalties thrown on the outside is any indication, I think that actually could help the Blue Devils because they're going to be challenged in the secondary. These receivers are going to go deep, and Brock Glenn, who's got a really strong arm, is going to throw the football. So you're going to have to be in coverage, and these are athletic receivers, David, that have pretty good range. So Duke defensive backs, they've got a massive task on their hands tonight.
Yeah, they're not huge in terms of their height, but as you said, they can get all over the field. Jakhi Douglas has 18 catches on the year, redshirt senior out of Louisiana. Maalik Benson right there with 18 as well. He's a transfer from Alabama. He hails from Kansas. We already touched on Williams earlier, made a catch down inside the 10, and they really like their tight ends. Landon Thomas is coming on, Kyle Morlock, and Brian Courtney.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have like a Keon Coleman type threat where you're guaranteed first-round pick, but there's enough depth that's really athletic that puts pressure on a defense because you could spread the ball around to a lot of talented players.
To your point, Douglas is 5'9", Benson is 6'1", Williams is 6'2", so not the Keon Coleman contested catch guy. Florida State will go back to work off their 22-yard line. Davis is the tailback. He's to the left of Brock Glenn. From the shotgun, he'll walk up and talk to the offensive line. Davis, a true freshman out of Albany, Georgia. And from the shotgun, they'll reposition the running back to the right. Here's the snap. Brock Glenn going to keep it running right. Trying to bounce it outside. Room at the 25. Slides down at the 27. Took a hit. No flag, though, because the decision came late. And it's a pickup of only about 4. Jalen Stinson made the tackle. You always kind of hold your breath when you see a quarterback slide and somebody come over the top.
Yeah, there's contact to his helmet. I think Duke's fortunate that did not draw a penalty.
Actually, they spotted the 27, so call it a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. Glenn, play fake, going to run again, rolling to the right. Smith in pursuit, and he's ripped down by Terry Moore as he got to the 29-yard line, just a pickup of 2. Glenn can run a little bit, but it's not a huge feature of what he's done to this point. This is a little bit off script for Florida State.
Yeah, and this is some of those changes in the wrinkle that Norvell likes to throw into a game. Duke's handling it pretty well.
They're down in 3 off their own 29. They need the 32. From the shotgun, it's Glenn. Slap of the hands. Here's the snap. Pressure comes off the right. He fires that way. Incomplete. Stinson decided to heat him up. He tried to find the tight end, Landon Thomas, but just threw it at his feet because of the pressure. And Florida State goes 3 and out.
Well, it's pretty good identification by Glenn to see that it was pressure from Stinson and to throw into that area. But Stinson, I think, shocked him with his speed. He got there so quickly, threw the throwing motion off a little, and it was a ball that sailed incomplete. Good defense, and to your point, David, they did a great job of adjusting to a new look in the quarterback run game with Glenn.
Stromano to boot it away midway through the opening quarter. The Blue Devils down by a field goal. It'll be Brown to return the punt. He's standing at his own 25. Stromano, an Aussie punter as well, as the Seminoles having a hard time getting lined up, just barely got the snap off. He rolls to the right, just barely got it off. End over end, Brown has a chance to return it from the 21. Breaks a tackle to the left sideline now, 25 and 30, and chased out of bounds as he got to the 31-yard line. Wayshawn Brown's turned into quite a weapon on special teams, a 10-yard return there, and the Blue Devils with good field position with 7:24 to play in the opening quarter, trailing by a field goal. And the other thing about Brock Glenn there, Dave, and we kind of spoke how it's not a huge part of their game, at least to my eye, you tell me, there was maybe more room than he took advantage of on those runs. The Blue Devils closed quickly, but it looked like there was a lot of space.
Well, and it also looked to me like he was a little timid.
Yep.
The coaching staff had told him not to take a hit, especially on the first run. He had his head on a swivel looking around. He wanted no part of being hit.
Star Thomas is the tailback for the Blue Devils here on 1st and 10 off the 31-yard line. Malik Murphy takes the snap, going to throw on first down. To the right, and Harvey, a juggling catch at the 35, falls forward out to the 36-yard line with a pickup of 5. Cypress there on the tackle. As we told you earlier, haven't seen much of Jordan Moore here early in the game. We'll keep an eye on that. But Harvey stepping in well so far with a couple of catches. On second down, a quick snap, going to throw to the right this time, trying to find Harvey again. There was a lot of contact, and I don't see a flag, so it's going to be 3rd down As you said, the early tone has been set. They're going to let him play in the secondary.
Yeah, Kirkland, the safety, in on coverage. I'll say Florida State, the strength of their team is on defense, and it's hard to pick between the corners or the defensive line. This is a defense overall that can run really well. Their coverage is strong. They got length back there. Hard to get separation.
Blue Devils huddling on third down here. Play clock's at 10 as they break the huddle. Murphy walks to the line of scrimmage. They need to take it out to their 41-yard line. And from the shotgun, Murphy ready. Going to throw. Four-man rush. Has time. Fires to the left. Batted at the line. Incomplete. I think it was Jackson who got a hand on it, and the Blue Devils will have to punt.
Well, I just talked about the coverage and the strength there, but their front heard me, and we're like, look, we're going to dial up a little bit of heat on our own, rush 4, and this Duke offensive line's got their hands full, David. They've been tested early, and right now losing the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Dave, on the bright side of things, if you look beyond the batted ball, Quayshawn Brown was wide open over the middle of the field. It was going to be an easy first down, but as it is, Reynolds to punt already for the third time. End over end, nice and high. Fair catch called for by McCoy, and he backpedals and makes it at his own 20-yard line. Going to chase us to a timeout. 6:53 to play here in the opening quarter. Blue Devils trail it 3-0.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season. And that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at Two Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable, and we can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at twomenandatruck.com.
Welcome back to Wallace-Wade Stadium, where Florida State has taken the early lead on Duke 3-0. John Roth with you from the sidelines. A great crowd last game for the Blue Devils when they beat North Carolina. A sellout of over 35,000. Looking for a similar type audience tonight, and certainly it was very loud and boisterous in the Blue Devils' favor that game. And for Duke linebacker Ozzie Nicholas, who transferred from Princeton, where the biggest crowd they played in front of last year was 8,000 for the Harvard game. He reveled in all that noise, even if it does make his job more difficult at times.
You know, I think it's awesome. We love it. We have incredible fans. They just bring so much positive energy, you know, especially to our team. It messes offense up for sure. You know, in North Carolina, it slowed them down. You know, there was definitely a lot of double looks, double checks with their quarterback and see what he's saying. Difficult part of being the quarterback of the defense is that I have to deal with that noise. So that can be difficult because when they're getting loud for their offense, I'm trying to set my guys up. But no, I would never tell them to be more quiet. For me, I want it to be loud, and very grateful and also impressed with how cool it's been, the environment here.
Duke linebacker Ozzie Nicholas, a lot of positive energy in the stands tonight, but it would get even more positive if the Blue Devils can generate something on the offensive side. Defense played well last session. Now they've got Florida State up again, 1st and 10 at the 20. Noles up 3-0, David.
All right, John, thank you very much. And Dave, I think some people look at the records coming into a game like this and the Blue Devils trailing it by field goal and say, Duke is 5-1, Florida State is 1-5. I think Manny Diaz said Florida State's a good team with the bad record. But also, even if you look at those games that they've lost, this is kind of how they've been. This defense is really good. It's just eventually these are two of the teams that have struggled in terms of possessing the football, both Duke and Florida State. And late in the games, particularly for Florida State, Duke has held up much better defensively. You just see them kind of wear down as the game moves along, so you kind of got to be patient in your approach offensively.
Yeah, absolutely, and weather the storm a little bit with what they have on defense. They're a very physical bunch. That's kind of the norm for Florida State. You've got a ton of talent. The way you beat that talent is by finding ways to stay on the field and wear them down a little.
So the Seminoles back to work off their own 20. Pistol set with Toafili, the tailback now. And a play fake to him. Quick throw to the right. Kind of a wide receiver screen set up and a nice pursuit. And an open field tackle at the 26-yard line. Made by Wesley Williams after a pickup of 6. As Jakhi Douglas, trying to act like he wasn't down, sprinted down the sideline, but the officials had blown it dead. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
I think he was down. But he's getting some
Every
extra
part of his body
exercise.
was down.
Yeah.
2nd and 4. Toafili to the left of Glenn here. All 3 wideouts are on the right side of the formation. Now coming in motion right to left is Jalen Brown. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. They will throw down the middle. Wow, incomplete. Trying to find Jalen Brown. The throw was well out in front of him. I think it may have surprised Deshaun Stone Davis. It whistled by his helmet some 5 yards beyond the intended receiver.
Yeah, that's really good defense. Good coverage, double covered down the field. And Brock Glenn, lucky to get that one off. The defenders were breathing down his neck.
And here's 3rd and 4. They need their own 30. Glenn from the shotgun, a slap of the hands. Waits, looks to the sideline. Play clock's at 15. Backs out of it with 9 and 8. Another slap. A second, and here's the snap. The Blue Devils bring pressure. He backpedals, fires, batted, incomplete at the line of scrimmage. I think it was Kendi Charles who got a hand on it. We'll wait and see. Either way, it's punting time for Florida State.
That was VJ Anthony, actually. Looked like it was a defensive tackle because they stunted in, but I think it was big number 7 that got his paw on the football. Working over the guard, yeah, it was.
That's something the Blue Devils do so well, those twists and stunts where you kind of reposition the ends and the tackles. And it certainly confused Glenn there. And it's a fake punt for Florida State. They're going to get a first down with Warlock down the left sideline, 45 and 40. And all the way down to the Blue Devil 41-yard line. They're going to spot him. But Florida State goes for the fake punt, the direct snap to Kyle Morlock, the redshirt senior out of Blairsville, Georgia. And the Seminoles roll the dice, and it pays off on special teams.
Yeah, they caught Duke washing down from right to left and very well blocked to stop any kind of late leakage toward the ball carrier. Just sneaks out to the left, and there was a lot of grass for him to run with.
So the first big momentum play of the game goes the way of the Seminoles as we will under 5.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. A fresh set of downs officially at the Blue Devil 43-yard line. Late handoff for Davis through the left side. Flag flies. He's got a first down inside the Blue Devil 30 and down to the 27-yard line. We'll check the marker. Initial signal is still forthcoming. For the moment, it's a pickup of 21. The 2 line officials, the line judge and the head linesman, are talking it over. And now Marcus Woods, the referee, is getting the word from his officials.
There's no foul on the play for illegal formation. First down.
So I guess they decided it was legal. I'm sure Manny Diaz is going to want an explanation. So instead of a 5-yard penalty on Florida State, it turns into a gain down to the 27-yard line of some 16 yards. Since they didn't say what the particular formation problem would be, it's hard to verify it against what we see on the screens. But as it is, it's 1st and 10 for the Seminoles, leading by field goals. We approach 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Davis is the tailback. He's to the left of Brock Glenn. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. Hard time making a decision, and Davis is going to be dropped for a loss back at the 30. He and Glenn were kind of holding hands back at the 31-yard line, and as the defenders crashed in, led by VJ Anthony, Glenn kind of said, here, you take that.
Yeah, I think he was surprised by this closing speed by VJ Anthony. He came right off the right tackle, and Brock Glenn got shocked and decided to hand it off late.
Loss of 3 back to the 30, 2nd and 13. Toafili from a pistol set, repositions to the left of Glenn now. Takes the snap, does Glenn, wants to throw, steps up in the pocket, under pressure, fires, incomplete. It was kind of in between 3 different receivers. The guy cutting across right to left was Quintron Portier. Nicholas was in the area, but Dave, no one really had a chance to catch it. It's 3rd and 13.
That's about the 2nd or 3rd time Brock Glenn's thrown some dangerous balls over the middle of the field. And the Duke pass rush getting to him. And you think that the linebackers and safeties might jump in front of these balls before too long.
4:17 to play in our opening quarter. 3rd and 13 for the Seminoles, and a timeout taken by Mike Norvell.
I think some of what we've seen.
Talking over this young quarterback.
Exactly. This is his first road start. You can feel some of the jitters, and he's not operating at a high level right now. We've seen some muffed handoffs, some poor decisions, throwing the football, some inaccuracy. Brock Glenn, a little bit on his heels.
Also wonder if there's a subtle reminder in there, as much of the struggles have been for Florida State, both offensively and defensively, their kicker and punter have been very good, and maybe just a subtle reminder that with Fitzgerald, they're very much within his range, as you said, sacks, things like that, reminding you don't have to make a perfect play here. Of course, the Blue Devils would love to get in the backfield. We told you earlier, leading the country in terms of tackles for loss per game, 9.7 per game, 18 sacks coming in. That's tied for third in the ACC. They'd love to get a negative play here, and obviously a turnover to boot would be a bonus.
Yeah, but biggest thing is not giving up that 13 yards and forcing another field goal attempt at the most.
Davis and Toafili both out there here, bracketing Glenn on 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, here's the snap. Glenn, deep drop, fires to the right, and it's dropped. Maalik Benson couldn't hold on. Would have been a hard task to get a first down in front of Terry Moore, but it would have made a much more manageable field goal as it is. Florida State will have to try a long field goal, and drops have been a problem for this offense.
Yeah, Benson, it was a good throw. He was open, but I think he felt Terry Moore. And Moore is a big physical presence at safety right in front of him, was ready to unload. I think he decided, I better not catch this one.
This will
big
be
stop.
A 48-yard try from just inside the left hash. Fitzgerald made a chippy earlier. This one much more difficult. The Blue Devils crowd the line of scrimmage, see if maybe they can block one. Good snap, a little bit high actually, and the kick goes right into the back of one of the offensive linemen, and it's no good. It was a high snap from Mason Arnold. Mastromano tried to get it down, but Dave, I don't think that kick got more than 3 feet off the ground.
No, high snap, and the hold was difficult. Couldn't get it down to the field in time, and I thought it was actually pretty impressive. Mastromano made contact with the football at all. How about that? Duke defense finding a way to bow up after special teams kept Florida State on the field with the fake punt. Then special teams making it big and finding a way to keep that field goal from going through the uprights.
And Mason Arnold was the one who had the bad snap, and Dave, he's the one who took it in the back on the line drive kick. Kind of a crazy start here on a Friday night. 1st and 10 down by field goal. Now we get flags before the snap. 2 of them, in fact. And I think it's illegal substitution against the Blue Devils.
Substitution infraction. Offense, more than 11 players. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So obviously not how you want to start the drive. With 4:08 to play in the opening quarter. Backs them up inside their own 30 to the 28-yard line. Sets up 1st and 15.
Well, those are the things that'll make you crazy. It's an offense that's struggled enough to get drives going, and you shoot yourself in the foot to begin this series.
Star Thomas is the tailback. He's to the left of Murphy on 1st and 15. Maalik gonna throw. Quick throw to the left. Pankel makes a catch across the 35, stretching to the 38-yard line. Good pickup on first down of close to 10 yards. We'll see where they spot it down officially. At the 38, it'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
Great gain to make up that 5-yard deficit and then some. Put yourself now in a 2nd down situation where you can run or pass and keep Florida State guessing.
We drift under 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. The Blue Devils down by field goal early. Here's a straight handoff. Thomas looking for room. Surges across the 40 to the 41-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. But Dave, here early on, that's some of the better push we've seen from the offensive line. Riley made the tackle.
It is, and Star Thomas almost had a chance to break through that if he could have kept his feet moving a little bit better. But David, we've talked a lot about 3rd down and the trouble that Duke has had in converting these situations. 3rd and 2, a heck of a lot easier than 3rd and 9+.
You see Jordan Moore into the game on the numbers on the right. Alone out there. Star Thomas is the tailback on 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, here's the snap. Murphy looking Moore's direction. Some contact before the football arrived. No flag, though, and it's incomplete as it was batted out of his hands. And the Blue Devils will have to punt on 4th and 2 with 2:59 to go in the opening quarter. Do you think he got there early?
Yeah, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to my safeties and corners on the sideline saying, guys, maul them, because they're not going to throw the flag. If you're going to do it, you hope that the flags are held equally and the Duke defense has a chance to go out there and be physical.
Thomas was the covering corner as Reynoldson takes the snap on the punt, gets it away, end over end. McCoy ranging to his left, able to catch it at the 24-yard line. And Florida State will start there. 2:53 to go in the opening quarter. And Dave, in many respects, as expected, very low-scoring game. The two defenses controlling things right now, with Florida State having the only field goal so far.
Yeah, exactly. You had a feeling that this game was going to be about the offense that's able to break through. Both of them have been streaky, maybe a good adjective, and you knew both defenses were strong. And unfortunate that to this point, the really big difference in the game is that opening series where Duke was caught by surprise on a few looks with a screen that let Florida State get down into the red zone and kick a field goal.
Glenn from the shotgun has Toafili to his right. A couple slaps to the hands. Here's a snap, a give off to Toafili, and Bergeron got his arms around him back at the 26-yard line, just a pickup of a yard. Nice to see Cam flying back to the football.
One thing, though, to think about, David, about what we expected, but statistically, Florida State starting to pull away from the Blue Devils. They're at 103 total yards. The Blue Devils just have 24.
And from the shotgun, Glenn ready on 2nd and 9. Got to keep it on the ground with Toafili, going nowhere. Ozzie Nicholas rips him down, may have lost half a yard. Just barely got across the 25-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down and a little more than 9. Nicholas hails from Encinitas, California. Of course, he came over, grad transfer from Princeton. Talked to him earlier this week, Dave. He said, being in Jersey, that cold weather, some of those guys from up there, said, toughen them up a little bit. So there's not a lot of emotion in the Northeast, and he showed some physicality there.
He sure did. Listen to that soundbite that John Roth had earlier. The kid loves football, doesn't he? He's a competitor.
3rd down, and we'll call it 9. They need their 35. From the shotgun, it's Glenn. Takes the snap. The Blue Devils rush 5. He's got some time to the right. Intercepted. Picked off Chandler Rivers. Down the sideline. 10-5. Touchdown. A pick 6. He did it last year in Tallahassee, and he did it again tonight.
Chandler Rivers with phenomenal patience on that play. Lets the route develop in front of him, stays firm, and reads the eyes of the quarterback to jump in front. Brock Glenn never saw him standing down the field. And Chandler Rivers showing that this Duke defense means business and taking over the game.
1:38 to play in the opening quarter. 36 yards on the catch and run on the return. He now has 3 interceptions in his career, and 2 of them have gone back to the house. Replay has confirmed that he was able to tiptoe things along the sideline. And now here's Polino to try to give the Blue Devils the lead, or to add to their lead, up 6-3, looking for the extra point. And the right-footed kicker puts a whole new stamp on things. 98 seconds to play in the opening quarter. It's 7-3, and Dave, we've been talking all week with how good these two teams can be defensively. Mistakes were going to play a major role. Think about the high snap on Florida State's field goal attempt, and we had been talking about how Glenn at times puts the football in jeopardy. That time Rivers jumped the route.
Yeah, he'd shown that 3 or 4 times already in this game where maybe a little careless with the football. That one actually was one of his better throws, just when you consider he wasn't throwing it over the middle to nobody. This one was to a target that was running toward the Duke sideline, and it was the distance on that throw from the middle of the field all the way to the other side that allowed Chandler Rivers to jump in front of it and return it for 6.
First defensive score of the season for the Blue Devils. Their 5th interception for Rivers. That's his first, and obviously 3rd of his career, the 2nd one going back to the house. Well, there's a jolt of energy late in the first quarter, and this crowd that John Roth has been telling us about is very much alive now, as Florida State will try the return with Samuel Singleton on the right side, get as far as the 24-yard line before he's ridden down. The tackle made by Placide Jungusungu. And Florida State back to work offensively. And Dave, I know the Blue Devil defense has been out there a little bit, but imagine after a pick 6, you're ready to go back to work.
Yeah, they've been out there, but you don't feel like they're getting leaned on and pushed down the field. There's still very much a lot of pop, and you're right, that big play, that explosive return makes you forget about pretty much the rest of the game and juices you up for this series.
They And you wonder what's rattling around in the mind of the redshirt freshman quarterback, Brock Glenn. As you said, maybe that wasn't one of the worst throws, but when you saw it go to the sideline, it did sail a little bit, and that gave Rivers time to jump in front. From the shotgun, it's Glenn. A couple slaps to the hands. Here's the snap. He wants to run to the left. Being pursued by Michael Reese. Cuts inside. Takes a big hit. Out comes the football. And the Blue Devils have it at the 36-yard line. Nicholas in on the hit. Ryan Smith has the football. Back-to-back turnovers for the redshirt freshman quarterback. And the Blue Devils up 7-3, looking for more.
Brock Glenn feeling the wrath of this Duke defense. And Ozzie Nicholas, the Mike linebackers, made numerous plays tonight. That one was fantastic pursuit. As Glenn got to the edge of the defense, he lays his shoulder into him and jars the football loose.
And with 1:26 to play in this first quarter, this game is turned on a dime with the Blue Devil defense taking over as they have a good chunk of the season. And now Maalik Murphy and company go to work on a short field off the Seminole 36.
Take a shot here.
Coming up from you.
No, I'm asking you.
I always
You know
say,
what I would do.
I love it.
I'm probably running
Why
the football,
not?
but I bet Johnny Brewer, the offensive coordinator, is saying, with this momentum, let's see if we can make something happen.
Two running backs bracketing Maalik Murphy. Quayshawn Brown, a receiver, standing to his right on the left to start Thomas. It'll be Quayshawn Brown backpedaling. Looks like he wants to throw. Now decides just to run straight ahead, and he'll pick up a yard at the 35-yard line where he goes out of bounds. He for sure wanted to throw there. It wasn't there down the field, and he made a good decision, Dave, to see what he could get. Got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit short of it, as they said he went out of bounds just shy of the 36.
He definitely wanted to throw. I think it was actually Darrell Jackson, the defensive tackle, all 6'5", 330 pounds of him, that forced that ball to be, run to the sideline, because that's a mean man coming after you. But Duke did try to go for a shot.
On 2nd and 10, it's Thomas on the carry. Through the left side, 35, still on his feet, 30. Moving the pile down to the 27-yard line. Cryer made the tackle. Dave, out of the corner of my eye, saw 77 just throwing bodies around down the football field.
Yeah, that's Justin Pickett, the right guard, coming all the way around. You got to give credit to the left side there. Fina and Krings got good push. Plenty of space to run with.
Final 30 seconds of the opening quarter, 3rd and a yard. Here's a handoff straight ahead. Thomas spinning his way for a first down to the 26-yard line. Jones made the tackle. That's no small thing. You go for the trick play, it doesn't work. 2 plays later, you're able to move the sticks.
That's a great point. Duke's not been able to do that consistently, where you make up for an empty play. 2 good runs, and that last one to pick up the first down, really tough. Nice work by Star Thomas.
And a fresh set of downs as we flip the page to the second quarter. What an electric start tonight at Wallace Wade Stadium. Chandler Rivers, a 36-yard pick six. And after one, it's Duke 7 and Florida State 3.
For any surface and every season, Continental Tire is the smart choice in tires. From ultra-high performance tires like the Extreme Contact Sport 02 to passenger touring tires to all-terrain light truck tires like the Terrain Content AT, Continental has a tire that gives you confidence no matter the road conditions. Whether you're looking for summer, all-season, or winter tires, Continental Tire has something to fit your needs. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find your ideal tire. Continental Tire, a proud partner of the Duke Blue Devils.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
3rd down, and we'll call it 9. They need their 35. From the shotgun, it's Glenn. Takes the snap. The Bulls rush 5. He's got some time to the right. Intercepted. Picked off Chandler Rivers. Down the sideline. 10-5. Touchdown. A pick 6. He did it last year in Tallahassee, and he did it again tonight.
Chandler Rivers with phenomenal patience on that play. Lets the route develop in front of him. Stays firm and reads the eyes of the quarterback to jump in front.
The only touchdown of the game so far in the first quarter turned in by the Duke defense. 36-yard pick six for Chandler Rivers, and the Blue Devils up 7-3 at the first quarter break. Great segment for the Blue Devil defense there, following up the pick six with a forced fumble and recovery on the very next play from scrimmage by Florida State. So the Blue Devil offense in business now at the 26. So certainly a good way to get this crowd rolling here at Wallace Wade Stadium. And for me, guys, a good time to celebrate down here in a little minor way with some Lindy's homemade Italian ice.
Let's go.
Oh, my goodness. They've got
Dave
12
just put
flavors.
his microphone down.
They're in the concession stands here. Blue raspberry is one of the great flavors they're pumping here tonight. I looked at their website is one of the great websites you can go to. They got all the flavors listed on there. And they also have a recipes tab where you can make things out of Lindy's homemade Italian ice. And I am dying to try the Black Forest protein shake that I saw in there. So excellent night here for a little Italian ice from Lindy's homemade Italian ice. Let's make it a nice night.
Is there a button somewhere on that website that you're talking about that gets delivery up to the booth?
We're looking at the door.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Goodness gracious.
I hope some gets up there real soon. But
okay.
Yeah, a nice time to have one.
Oh, yeah. Must be nice.
Good stuff.
And,
Pick six, Lindy's.
Like Chandler Rivers, we've gotten our hands on some Lindy's before, and it's pretty darn good. You're right.
All right. Keep your focus on the field. The door will open at some point, and you will have your Italian ice. And it's funny how, in some respects, this grand game of football, all the different places you can go. We were talking about last week. Higgins does his thing down in Atlanta back-to-back years. One was a punt return for a touchdown, this time a long touchdown. And Chandler Rivers, he sees garnet and gold, and it's go top.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just need to have everybody wear garnet and gold the rest of the way, or at least give them some kind of contact lenses that give them the look of garnet and gold on the other side, because he has been great. You know what? When the opponent is really talented, Chandler Rivers is at his best. He's always good, but he's always up for the task.
Beaumont, Texas product, a junior. And on first down, the Blue Devils will go to work at the Florida State 26 off yet another Florida State turnover after picking up the first down just before the end of the quarter. Florida State thought the Blue Devils moved. They did not. And here's the snap and a run for Thomas. Flag flies at the snap. Thomas will step inside and pick up a yard or two down to the 24-yard line, and now we'll check the marker.
I think Florida State lined up off sides. They were in the neutral zone.
That's the initial signal.
Offside. Defense. Number 5. 5-yard penalty.
Of course.
First down.
Of course, the flag comes from the Duke sideline because everybody over there is letting them know.
I was waiting to see if you had one in your pocket.
I would have thrown it.
We didn't get you like a line.
I'm saving that for a napkin for when we get to Lindy's Italian ice later.
Priorities, right?
That's right. But I'm glad somebody used theirs.
Well, here's a dangerous down, right? For the Blue Devils offensively, the playbook is fully open for the offensive coordinator, Jonathan Brewer, on 1st and 5 off the Seminole 21, leading 7-3 as we just get started here in the second quarter. And from the shotgun, Murphy is ready. A slap of the hands, he will throw. Backpedaling, looks to the right, dumps it off, screen set up. Taylor couldn't hold on, probably better that he didn't. The linebacker, Graham, was there to make a tackle for loss. As it is, it's incomplete, and it's 2nd and 5.
Yeah, it was better that it fell incomplete. And they tried to get the right tackle, Parker, up to a linebacker that had the receiver man-to-man. It just wasn't able to win that foot race. Had he been able to get there, would have had some more room to work with. Well defended by Florida State.
2nd down and 5. The Blue Devils substituted, so the officials are giving Florida State time to do the same if they want to. And just now, Jackson is leaving the festivities. Play clock's at 4. Murphy from the shotgun is ready, and here's the snap. Straight handoff, Thomas trying to get through the hole. May have lost half a yard. Back to the 22-yard line, and now 1st and 5 becomes 3rd and 6 as Cryer made that tackle.
Good penetration by Florida State's defensive line, really all 4 positions, and the linebackers. With aggressive linebackers like this, you do have some looks over the top of them, and Florida State typically will play safeties deeper, so there's room over the middle of the field.
They need to take it to the 16 for a first down. As we wheel under 14 minutes to play here in the first half, the Blue Devils with a 7-3 lead trying to cash in on the Florida State turnover. Murphy from the shotgun sees Higgins come in motion left to right. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. They bring pressure. It doesn't get home. Over the middle. Got it complete. Higgins a first down. Slung down at the 12-yard line. Kevin Knowles made the tackle, but not before the Blue Devils pick up their second third down conversion of the night, now 2 out of 6.
Well, it's exactly what we just talked about. They bring Higgins in motion. It's double linebacker blitz, so the middle of the field is open. All Higgins has to do is beat his guy inside. Ball thrown right on time. That's an easy throw and catch and a first down pickup, and it's great identification by everybody, offensive coordinator all the way down to the wide receiver and quarterback, to see the open field on the open space on the field.
On 1st and 10, a flag flies again. Jones play fake to the end zone. Murphy throws incomplete, looking for Harvey. We'll check the marker again. Florida State lined up offside.
Yeah, 2 players, both players over the right guard and right tackle, basically across the football.
Defense, number 11, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Patrick Payton, the redshirt junior out of Miami. He leads them in just about every category in terms of the specialty plays defensively. 4 sacks, 7.5 tackles for loss, but that time he got caught lining up incorrectly, and it moves it down to the 6-yard line where it'll be 1st and 5. They can get a first down inside the 1 with 13:08 to play in the second quarter, trying to add to this 7-3 lead.
He's good enough, doesn't need a head start like that.
Jones to the right of Murphy from the shotgun. Here's the snap. Going to throw again. A pump fake to the left it goes. Pankel trying to make a one-handed catch. The other hand was being occupied, held, whichever term you'd like to use, by Cypress. No flag, though. It's incomplete. Second down coming up.
Yeah, that's the hand holding you don't like. And, you know, this officiating crew, we've said it earlier in the game, they're letting them play outside. It's going to be hard to get separation, especially when you're playing press and getting contact early.
What do you think of this? We've seen the Blue Devils huddling at times here tonight. Obviously, you have that in-helmet communication from the sideline, the offensive coordinator, to Murphy, and now kind of they break the huddle quickly and walk to the line.
Yeah, I like it, and they're breaking once the 15-second clock has already passed. Florida State can't adjust.
On 2nd and 5, here's the snap. The give to Jones straight ahead, and he'll get as far as the 4-yard line on a pickup of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. The Blue Devils up 7-3.
Yeah, those headsets cut off at 15 seconds. So if you get up to the line of scrimmage early, the defensive coordinator can tell them how to adjust. If you huddle like they're doing now and then get to the line, it's difficult.
From under center, here's Murphy. They need 3 to the 1 for a first down. Here's the snap, pitch to the right. Jones trying to stretch it to the edge, cuts inside. Going to be very close to a first down. I think he's got it at the 1. It will depend on the spot, and they've already said move the sticks. It's 1st and goal.
Great running by Peyton Jones. There wasn't much there. Florida State did a good job of getting to the outside.
Well, Marcus Woods initially said first down. Now they come in and say 4th down.
They should take a look at this.
Yeah, I just wonder if they're going to check the spot. And now he'll back out of it. You also wonder if they'll reset the play clock, because the Blue Devils were operating like it was first down. Now changing personnel. They're going to give Florida State a chance to substitute, and the Blue Devils might have to burn a timeout here. Play clock's down to 8 and 7. And Manny Diaz is going to use the timeout with 2 on the play clock. And that's one of those game situation things where initially Manny Diaz, while he's down there, is going to take a peek to see if it is a first down, maybe wanting to see if they'll check the spot. But the Blue Devils take their first time out here with 11:48 to play in the second quarter. And on 4th and maybe 6 or 7 inches, what do you do here, already leading 7-3?
I'm kicking it. But I hope this timeout gives the folks to the left of us in the replay booth a chance to look at it at least. It's a heck of a run by Jones and a new look. Toss play by the Blue Devils. I don't know. I just think with that 4-point advantage already, you go with the guaranteed, or what you would think to be guaranteed, with a chip shot to pull yourself away a little bit more.
They're going to go for it, though. And Murphy will come out. And from the shotgun, he'll have Star Thomas to his left. Pankel and Harvey are the wideouts on the right. Boggs is in there as kind of an H-back. Taylor's the tight end on the end of the line of scrimmage on the right. Big play here early, leading 7-3. It's 4th and less than a yard off the Florida State 1. Now Thomas repositions to the right of Murphy. Here's the snap. The give to Thomas straight ahead. He's got a first down. He's got a touchdown. The Blue Devils roll the dice, and it pays off. It's 13-3 with the extra point to come.
What a risky and gutsy play call by Jonathan Brewer, the offensive coordinator, but then to have the trust in your offensive line and your running back to get it done, and that's exactly what they do. They won at the point of attack with physicality. There was an unblocked hat a safety and a linebacker in position, and Star Thomas says, look, if you're going to put the trust in me, I'm going to make sure I run through those arm tackles.
He met Cryer in the hole, went right over the top of him. And for Thomas, that's rushing score number 4. Here's Paulino for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. And it is 14-3. And we've got flags down, and Florida State was offside. I would think this would be declined, and now I think Manny Diaz is asking if that can be enforced on the kickoff.
Number 1, that penalty decline. The try is good.
So you cannot. So they decline the penalty. 2 turnovers for Florida State. One directly led to a touchdown with Chandler Rivers. This time Thomas able to punch it in. A 10-play, 36-yard drive took a little less than 5 minutes. And with 11:43 to play in the half, the Blue Devils lead at 14-3 when you come back.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
The true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with life-altering diagnoses. Team Impact pairs these kids with college athletic teams as part of a 2-year program, getting them off the sideline and into the game. The collegiate student-athletes gain a new teammate, a new friend, and a new perspective. For more information, visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
From the shotgun, it's Glenn. A couple slaps to the hands. Here's the snap. He wants to run to the left. Being pursued by Michael Reese. Cuts inside. Takes a big hit. Out comes the football. And the Blue Devils have it at the 36-yard line. Nicholas in on the hit. Ryan Smith has the football. Back-to-back turnovers for the redshirt freshman quarterback. And the Blue Devils up 7-3, looking for more.
Brock Glenn feeling the wrath of this Duke defense, and Ozzie Nicholas, the Mike linebackers, made numerous plays tonight. That one was fantastic pursuit.
Big play here early, leading 7-3. It's 4th and less than a yard off the Florida State 1. Now Thomas repositions to the right of Murphy. Here's the snap. The give to Thomas straight ahead. He's got a first down. He's got a touchdown. The Blue Devils roll the dice, and it pays off. It's 13-3 with the extra point to come.
What a risky and gutsy play call by Jonathan Brewer, the offensive coordinator. But then to have the trust in your offensive line and your running back to get it done, and that's exactly what they do. They won at the point of...
They certainly did. 10 plays, 36 yards, 4:43 to cash in the turnover for Florida State. And Duke is up 14-3 with 11:43 to play here in the second quarter. Don't forget the Blue Devil football is brought to you in part by Poetry Finance. Write your own future with Poetry. Poetry Finance, official online banking partner of Duke Athletics. So the Blue Devils will kick off with this 14-3 lead, and the defense will go back to work. And Singleton is back deep to return it. And Degiansky will boot it away, the sophomore out of Sewanee, Georgia. Singleton for Florida State, redshirt freshman out of Charleston, South Carolina. And Degiansky sends it his way. It's a shorter kick on a dead sprint from the 7. Here comes Singleton through the left side, 20, angles back right, pursued from behind, rocked, and brought down by O'Connor, but he did get out to the 33-yard line, where Florida State will start this set of downs 1st and 10. And we'll see what Mike Norvell and offensive coordinator Alex Atkins do here. Their young quarterback, who we told you watching the tape played awfully well against Clemson at home, making his first true road start, has turned it over on back-to-back plays. One a pick six, the other where he went for the scramble and then Nicholas punched it out. And from the right hash, it's 1st and 10 off their own 33. Glenn takes the snap, 4-man rush, pocket collapsing. Oh, it's picked by Nicholas. He fired to the right. Ozzie down the sideline, 20, 15, and down to the 11-yard line. Florida State is self-destructing, and the Blue Devils are taking full advantage.
Brock Glenn trying to find his receiver 15 yards down the field, does not see Ozzie Nicholas, who is adding to his phenomenal game today, by the way. Has been all over the field, but he just sits back in zone coverage, kind of shuffling there, and as soon as Glenn throws the ball, he just jumps right in front of it and takes off. He had a chance at a pick six, too. Pretty good return.
His second career pick, first in a Blue Devil uniform, and from the 11-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10, trying to add to a 14-3 lead. Dave, you talked about all the loose throws early. The Blue Devils saw him and said, you know what, we're just going to turn around and start looking at the quarterback.
Yeah, playing some zone coverage, too. Mixing it up on Glenn where he can't get a beat on where the players are going to be. And I got to give credit more. Ozzie Nicholas, he snagged that football out of the air. That wasn't just to his chest. He plucked that thing.
And from the shotgun, here's the snap. The give to Peyton Jones into the hole and ripped down right at the line of scrimmage. The tackle made by Farmer. So the last 3 offensive plays for the Seminoles, all turnovers. And Dave, when the teams that you're playing start to give you the football, they're making mistakes. You have to make them pay. To this point, the Blue Devils have with 2 touchdowns, trying to add a third.
Yeah, that's exactly right. When you're set up in this kind of field position on the 11-yard line, got to find your way into the end zone. And you've got to give credit. To this point, you know, it's not been easy, but Duke just keeps chipping away at it. Good mix of run and pass.
Murphy has Peyton Jones to his left. Here's the shotgun snap. Wants to throw, looking downfield. Fires for Jones out of the backfield, incomplete. Good coverage on the outside for Florida State. That was Riley, and it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, just trying to get the running back out of the backfield and double covered essentially there. And I think that we've seen a few where there's some physicality on the outside. That one, the defender got his head around, located the football, and bats it down.
So 3rd and 10. We've seen them be pretty good on 3rd down tonight, converting a couple on their last drive. And here's Jones to the right of Murphy. They can get a 1st down at the 1. And from the shotgun, Murphy will walk up, get the offensive line organized. Play clock's at 3 and 2. They're trying to get set. Murphy ready, just barely gets the snap off. A give to Jones through the hole, met at the 10 and driven back there after a pickup of a yard. And we'll see Todd Polino come out trying to add a field goal to make it 17-3.
These safeties for Florida State are the ones that are making the stops in the run game. So there's not much yardage to be had, but I'm sure the Duke coaching staff is seeing that and saying, look, we've got a chance with some aggressive safeties to get over the top of them at later opportunities in the game.
So here's Polino from just inside 28 yards. Make it a 27-yard try just inside the left hash. Sends it on the way and boots it through. So Polino, his 8th field goal of the year, and the Blue Devils, with 10 minutes to play in the first half, have seized control here. Long way to go, but it's 17-3 when you come back to Durham. Makes the catch, 10-5, touchdown!
This is Duke head coach Manny Diaz. When it comes to keeping our team...
Take it all the way for the touchdown!
With all these new winners at the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club, we need to decide who's in charge.
We need a top prize winner.
We need someone who's good with words, like us crossword winners.
If elected leader, I will extend the hours during which all winners can use the diamond-encrusted hot tub.
Yes. New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with $370 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.04 to 4.31. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Right hash, it's 1st and 10 off their own 33. Glenn takes the snap, 4-man rush, pocket collapsing. Oh, it's picked by Nicholas. He fired to the right. Ozzie down the sideline, 20, 15, and down to the 11-yard line. Florida State is self-destructing, and the Blue Devils are taking full advantage.
Brock Glenn trying to find his receiver 15 yards down the field, does not see Ozzie Nicholas, who is adding to his phenomenal game today, by the way.
3 consecutive plays for Florida State's offense, resulting in turnovers. The last 2, Ozzie Nicholas punched it out, then he picked it off, and with 10 minutes to play in the first half, the Blue Devils have a 17-3 lead as we drip past 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. While we have a moment, 10 seconds for station identification. This is Duke Football from Learfield. Tonight's game between Duke and Florida State is presented by Richmar Florist. Visit richmarflorist.com for floral delivery around the corner or around the world. Richmar Florist, proud sponsor of Duke Athletics. David Shumane alongside Dave Harding. John Roth down on the field. John Rose, our producer and engineer. Evan Jackson is our spotter. Back inside our network studios is Jeff Hamlin. And Dave, we talked about the struggles for Florida State in the run game. They don't want to have to get into a true passing game. Well, their passing game has been a problem tonight with the turnovers they've created. And now Mike Norvell has a whole new set of issues with the redshirt freshman quarterback. The backup is a true freshman, DJ uiagalelei. Looked like he had a procedure done on his hand. He's not available. And the Blue Devils with this 2-touchdown lead, I say all that to say this is a defensive line, I imagine, that is drooling to get back out on the football field.
100%. And, Florida State, regardless of who their quarterback has been, has not really shown the ability to drive the ball down the field. They've had some big explosive plays hit on touchdowns. But when your running game and passing game aren't working, it's tough to get going.
Singleton on the return, contacted at the 20, trying to get out of it, spun around and finally dropped as he got out to the 23-yard line. Finishing off the tackle was Vontae Floyd. And Florida State will set up shop deep in their own territory. I know the Blue Devils only picked up a yard on that last set of downs and ended up getting the field goal for Polino. But, Dave, I think that's one of those kind of smart things, right? You want to go for the knockout punch. You'd love for it to be 21-3, but you don't want to make a mistake that would give Florida State life. Just do what you need to, tackle on 3 more, and let your defense go back and start feasting again.
Yeah, and I didn't get the sense that Duke was conservative, but you're exactly right. The ball was the most important thing on that series.
And as you maybe predicted, new quarterback for Florida State, Luke Kromenhoek, is out there. They're going to go with the run game, and through the right side goes Cam Davis, and he's got a first down out to the 35-yard line with a pickup of 12. Nicholas made the tackle, but it is a first down for Florida State. So Kromenhoek, the freshman out of Savannah, Georgia, there ain't a lot on him. Obviously a very highly touted recruit. But Mike Norvell pulling the ripcord here with 9:30 to play in the second quarter, bringing in the true freshman at quarterback. I imagine the Blue Devils are going to load up against the run game now. Here's the snap. Going to keep it on the ground again, and this time the Blue Devils stack it up at the 35-yard line. Initial contact on the interior, and just really not much there. As the Blue Devils making the play was Christian Rory, one of the reserve defensive tackles, maybe a yard or so.
Still don't really know what Kromenhoek can do. So you've got to respect his ability to pass. He's highly recruited for a reason. But definitely thinking that Florida State is going to favor the run.
Toafili, the tailback, on 2nd and 9. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. Kromenhoek to throw for the first time. Looking downfield, nothing doing. Steps up, and he's dropped. Brought down from behind by Alex Howard. And for Howard, that's his 4th sack of the season.
Howard did a phenomenal job in blitzing off the right side and running through the block of the running back who had him in blitz pickup. Gets through that block and right into the lap of the quarterback to bring him down.
And on 3rd and 11, this Florida State offense that is 0 of 5 on 3rd down tonight with a true freshman quarterback needs their own 45. Toafili is to the left of Kromenhoek, Davis to his right. And from the shotgun, a slap of the hands. And here's the snap. The Blue Devils bring some pressure. He's in trouble. Rolls to the right. Williams in pursuit. Turns the corner. Chased by Reese. Spun around at the 35. Cuts back inside. He'll only get as far as the 40. Bergeron ultimately made the tackle. He did pick up 6, but Florida State will have to punt.
A pretty good athletic move there to at least extend it, but not much open down the field. He kept his eyes trying to find something. Really good defensive series by Duke.
You mentioned that too with all the coverage in the secondary. He made some moves, but so many guys in and around the football to ultimately get him on the ground before he could scramble for a first down. And now a high snap on the punt, but Mastromano able to get it away, and this is a rocket. Brown will call for the fair catch and make it inside his own 10. They will spot it at the 7, and that's where Duke will have it when we come back. 7:11 to play in the first half. It's been a Blue Devil avalanche so far. 17-3, they lead it over the Seminoles.
Family is a full-time job. There's lunches to make, laundry to do, the list goes on. It's a lot. But with Kohl's Epic Deals, I don't spend a lot. I got Active Styles for $9.99, a kitchen appliance for $12.99, and teas for $7.99. Plus, I earn 3 times the rewards as a Kohl's Rewards member. See for yourself now through Sunday only at Kohl's. Select styles. Offers in September 29th. Kohl's Rewards enrollment required for rewards. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
For any surface and every season, Continental Tire is the smart choice in tires. From ultra-high performance tires like the Extreme Contact Sport 02 to passenger touring tires to all-terrain light truck tires like the Terrain Content AT, Continental has a tire that gives you confidence no matter the road conditions. Whether you're looking for summer, all-season, or winter tires, Continental Tire has something to fit your needs. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find your ideal tire. Continental Tire, a proud partner of the Duke Blue Devils.
From the shotgun, here's the snap. Kromenok to throw for the first time. Looking downfield, nothing doing. Steps up, and he's dropped. Brought down from behind by Alex Howard. And for Howard, that's his 4th sack of the season.
Howard did a phenomenal job in blitzing off the right side and running through the block of the running back who had him in blitz pickup.
Howard gets the sack. That also counts as a TFL. That's the 3rd on the night for the Blue Devils. Still a long way to go. 7-11 to play in the second quarter. It's a Blue Devil defense that has already forced 3 turnovers tonight. One of them taken back 36 yards by Chandler Rivers. Ozzie Nicholas has punched one out. He's also picked one off. And the Blue Devils have a 17-3 lead on their home field with the football back. Officially, they put it down at the 8-yard line, and that's where Maalik Murphy is going to go back to work. 1st and 10. Don't forget that Sharp Business System sets the same standard of excellence in office equipment as the Blue Devils do in athletics. Count on Sharp for state-of-the-art office equipment. Sharp, changing the way companies do business. David Shumate alongside Dave Harding. John Roth down on the field. John Rose is our producer and engineer. Evan Jackson is our spotter. Jeff Hamlin back inside our network studios. We haven't talked about this a lot, but this is the 23rd meeting between these two. The Blue Devils looking for their first win in the series. And Dave, we knew if they were going to do it tonight, it was going to have to be led by their defense. And boy, has Jonathan Packey's group been good so far.
They have, and that's been the difference in the game. 17 points off of turnovers, including a touchdown by Chandler Rivers. It has been a completely dominating performance by them. It's interesting, though, to look, Duke's got a 14-point lead, but the stats show that it's in favor of Florida State. 133 total yards, just 51 totally for the Duke offense.
Here's a carry for Thomas on first down. He'll get as far as the 10 before he's ripped down after a pickup of 2. Tackle made by Jackson.
The question is now, how tough is the Florida State defense? They've been sound to this point, and they've been put in really tough positions, but do they keep fighting when they look over the other side, when they're on the bench and don't see much life out of their offense? This is the situation in games where they've started to open up.
2nd down and 8. Another give to Thomas, looking for space, spun around, spins back to the middle, and does well to only lose a yard back to the 9-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9. And with 6.5 minutes to go in the quarter, in the half as well, 17-3 our score. You kind of imagine backed up in the shadow of your own end zone with all the momentum heading your way. Probably tempered how aggressive Jonathan Brewer could be here. We'll see what he does on 3rd and 9. They need to take it out to the 18 for a first down.
It's certainly worth considering, but there's just so much time on the clock, not just in the quarter, but the rest of the game. You can't take your foot off the gas just yet.
Murphy from the shotgun takes the snap. He will hand it off, and Thomas looking for space on the right. Not much there. Graham, the linebacker, made initial contact, maybe a yard or so back to the 10. But after 3 runs, the Blue Devils will have to punt it away.
You're playing the field position game, too. Yes, you're right, David. You're backed up. You'd like to have gotten at least a first down there, not only to eat up some more clock, but also to help flip the field, because Right now, Florida State's return man standing at the 45-yard line. Florida State's 45. You're going to set up whoever the quarterback is in pretty good field position.
That's McCoy, who's standing at the 45. Reynolds in to punt. They come after it. He just barely got it off. Across the 35, takes a Blue Devil hop out near midfield, still bounding to the Florida State 44-yard line. It looked like Reynoldson kind of felt the rush and said, let me just get this thing out of here. It wasn't his typical ball flight, but it works out not terribly, and Florida State will start at their own 44 because, Dave, of the awkwardness of the kick, no opportunity for a return for Florida State, and they may have gotten a hand on that. We get a second peek.
Yeah,
Rush was coming up the middle. That was A.J. Cottrell, one of the reserve linebackers.
Looks like Cottrell got his middle finger on the football. His hand moved back. So that was partially blocked. Duke incredibly fortunate that one bounced the way that it did.
So Florida State, off their own 44, will go back to work. And it's Kromenhoek, the freshman quarterback. Takes the snap, gives the handoff. Bergeron explodes into the hole and makes the tackle on Davis after a pickup of 3. Florida State has had some success on the ground tonight. On the verge of over 100 yards as a team. That's 17 carries for 99 now. That is no small thing. They've only rushed it for more than 100 yards once this year. That was in their lone win against Cal. That's as a team, not individually. 2nd down and 7. Kromenhoek from the shotgun. A couple slaps to the hands. Here's the snap. Gives the handoff. Davis running straight ahead. Got across midfield and down to the Blue Devil 47-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd down and a yard. Terry Moore made the tackle. Dave, you think about the struggles for them in the run game as they come to the line quickly. We mentioned just 58 yards a game. Last in the country. And now on 3rd and a yard, what will they do? From a pistol set, it's Kromenhoek. Ready? A couple slaps to the hands, and here's the snap. They'll keep it on the ground running right. Davis met in the hole by Nicholas, but he falls forward, and he'll have a 1st down to the 44-yard line after a pickup of 3.
And Nicholas continuing such a good performance tonight. Read that one very well. Just zone play off the right side. And if he had kept his pads lower, he could have stopped that one for no gain, maybe even a little bit of loss, but the momentum of the back pushed himself forward in a 1st down.
So fresh set of downs for the Seminoles as we go under 4 minutes to play in the half, and the Blue Devils leading 17-3. Kromenhoek from the shotgun, looks over the defense, takes the snap, they bring pressure, he's got time, steps up, launches deep downfield looking for Portier, and he can't hold on to the end zone. The Blue Devils had coverage down there with Robinson, but there was an opportunity for the big play, and Portier just dropped it, it looked like in the end zone.
He had position, and it was a good ball, but Robinson and his second effort on the football is what made the difference, because it's in the breadbasket.
Stinson was in there as we get another look.
He got behind both players. He kind of pushed off as Stinson to safety, but that one was dangerously close to a touchdown.
And on 2nd down and 10, Toafili comes in as the tailback. He's in a pistol set behind Kromenhoek. Takes the snap. The handoff. Toafili met in the hole, and he'll fall forward to the 41-yard line after a pickup of 3. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Ryan Smith made the tackle there, and as we told you, Florida State 1 for 7 on 3rd down tonight. They ranked 126 in the country coming in, converting 29% of the time. Well, you saw the arm strength of Kromenhoek already through the deep ball down the field. They need to take it to the 34-yard line, an area of the field you might expect them thinking this is 2-down territory with under 3 minutes to go in the half, and the Blue Devils up 17-3. From the shotgun, here's Kromenhoek. Ready, and with 3 on the play clock, here's the snap. He backpedals, in trouble, and sacked back at the 48-yard line. Pickett came on the blitz, and he got him. There's a flag down in the backfield. We'll see what that's about. But for the moment, it's the 2nd sack of the night.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 7, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's on V.J. Anthony, and not a popular call here. Wallace Wade Stadium. We'll get a second peek to see if he did indeed get his hands up. It wipes away the sack and gives Florida State an automatic 1st down. Dave, let's see.
Yeah, he had his hands.
Left hand got up high.
Yep.
That was on Darius Washington, the left tackle, and You've lived in that space. That's not often something the officials miss.
No, it was obvious right in front of the official, and that's a mistake you just can't make.
So with 2:41 to go in the half, the Blue Devils leading 17-3, but Florida State now threatening at the 26. From the shotgun, it's Croman Hawk. Davis is repositions to his left, and flags fly before the snap.
False start.
And here's Marcus Woods again.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 53. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's Maurice Smith, the redshirt senior, one of the experienced players along this offensive line, the center, Dave, but they had a lot of problems 2 weeks ago, I should say, against Clemson with high snaps. It cost them some points on one of their drives, and they're just not on the same page, a little bit antsy, and maybe to be expected, rotating through the different quarterbacks.
Yeah, different cadence, and he's having to communicate a lot up there, too. And Duke's defensive line moving a little bit late, trying to get things sorted out. He just pulled the ball too early.
So on 1st and 15 off the Blue Devil 31, Croman Hawk takes the snap, 4-man rush. Pocket collapsing, steps up, got away. 30, 27, he is hammered by Nicholas and Bergeron as he went down at the 27-yard line. A pickup of 5, but boy, he paid the price.
Sure did. And it was Nicholas that pulled him down into Bergeron, sandwiched him.
They're going to spot it at the 27, so call it a pickup of 4. It's 2nd and 11. They don't have to snap it before the 2-minute timeout. We'll see if they try to here. Croman Hawk alone in the backfield, looking over the defense. A slap of the hands, a second, and here's the snap. 4-man rush, pressure comes, he's in trouble, down he goes! And Croman Hawk might be hurt. Awkward looking tackle. He pops back to his feet. Smith was in there. I think it's going to be Howard who has his second sack of the night. Dave, Croman Hawk got buckled in the backfield, and the Blue Devils do get the sack this time as it's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout.
Oh, I'm glad he got up okay, because that one looked like it could have been really bad. His leg got bent in a very strange way. It was good work by Howard on a little twist with a linebacker to get into the backfield and get a sack. Duke's defense all over the place.
Takes him back to the 35. It will be 4th down and call it 19 when we come back. It's the 2-minute timeout, 1:57 to play in the half. The Blue Devils lead at 17-3. Makes the catch, 10-5, touchdown!
This is Duke head coach Manny Diaz. When it comes to keeping our team...
Get all the way for the touchdown!
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Wade Stadium, 1:57 to go in the second quarter. 17-3 our score. The Blue Devils leading by 14. Correct something I said going to the break. The down marker had not quite changed. It wasn't 4th down. It's going to be 3rd down and 19 coming up for Florida State. Off the Blue Devil 35-yard line as the Blue Devils have a chance to get off the field, perhaps get some more points before intermission. And before we get back to play, a reminder that no one gets you closer to the game than SiriusXM ACC Radio. Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through the regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/ACC Radio 2024. Well, Dave, when you look at this first half, obviously it's been dominated by the Blue Devil defense. And when you have freshman quarterbacks, a redshirt freshman and a true freshman as your two options for Mike Norvell, with DJ Uiagalelei, who knows how long he's going to be out with that hand injury. Glenn has already turned it over 3 times tonight. He got pulled in favor of Croman Hawk, who's gone out there. We've seen on Max protect his ability to throw the football down the field. But, Dave, in terms of normal passing downs, the pocket has collapsed quickly. The Blue Devils have gotten after him. And this is 3rd and 19. What do you think? Defend against the run? Maybe they're trying to position it for the field goal?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, I think you just got to defend. First, I think you can rush 4 and expect for them to apply pressure, and then you're just defending that first down line, making sure that you at least force a 4th down try. Can't give up a first down here.
I say that. Kromenhawk is alone in the backfield. 2 wideouts to the left, 3 on the right side of the field.
Quarterback draw is a real thing, too.
True freshman quarterback. On 3rd and 19, they need the Blue Devils 16 to keep the drive going. Now toafili joins him in the backfield to his right. Kromenhawk rolls to the right off the snap, looking downfield. Nobody's open. Just chucks it into traffic, and it's nearly picked off by Rivers again, but he was out of bounds. That was a dangerous throw from Kromenhawk. The incompletion does stop the clock, preserving a timeout for the Blue Devils. They have 2 with 1:51 to go in the half. And now the field goal unit that had one not get more than 2 yards off the ground on their last attempt will go back to work, as Arnold had a rough snap and then got kicked in the backside for it. This will be from 53. Fitzgerald is good, has made all 3 of his kicks from beyond 50 yards. This is in the middle of the field. Snap is better this time. The kick is on the way. It's got the leg, and he made it. Ryan Fitzgerald, one of the best players on this team, adds a field goal for Florida State, but the Blue Devil defense holds them to a field goal. And it's 17-6 with 1:46 to go in the second quarter, and plenty of time for Maalik Murphy and company with 2 timeouts to go get some more points before halftime. And Dave, perhaps important knowing that Florida State is going to have the football going to the second half, because in many respects, because of the turnovers, this first half has been kind of a disaster offensively for Florida State. You don't want them to feel like they're back into the game if they get a score right after halftime.
That's exactly right. And, I mean, you got to credit Florida State as much of a disaster as it's been. They just found a way to put points on the board, albeit 3, but they're still alive. And I think we even saw on the one incomplete deep, they've got a chance to take some shots. And that was inches away from a completion and a touchdown. So they've got the playmakers in position, David, to where this one's never going to be really out of reach until it hits 0 on the 4th quarter clock. And the Blue Devil offense, I mean, as bad as Florida State's offense has been, they haven't been a ton better, especially when it comes to putting drives together to run the length of the field.
Fitzgerald to kick off. Jones from the 1 on the right side of the field, going to return it. 10-15 to the right, got as far as the 21-yard line, where he is brought down by the Seminoles. That is Jamari Howard with the tackle. And Maalik Murphy and company will go to work, they say officially at the 20, 80 yards away.
I mean, Duke has 53 total yards of offense. And they've had a short field a couple of times, but for it to be 1:41 to go in the second quarter with 53 total yards, 32 passing yards, 21 rush yards, indicates that you've had some trouble in sustaining drives and staying out there offensively. This is a very important possession for Duke.
All 17 of the points have come off of Florida State turnovers, led by the pick 6 from Chandler Rivers. And on 1st and 10, we'll see what they do. Here's the snap, a give to Thomas, running left, cuts back, spins to the middle, and will do well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Just not much room. The tackle made by Omar Graham, and it'll be 2nd down, as we will under 90 seconds to play in the half. I imagine you're trying to make sure you don't leave time for Florida State, because they've got 2 timeouts as well. And then if you can get a chunkier first down, then you're going to speed the tempo up with 2 timeouts of your own. Or at least that's my thought, Dave.
Yeah, I think that's a sound thought. And my thought also, you talk about the points off turnovers, the big difference in this ball game is the fact that Florida State has 3 turnovers and Duke has none.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, Blue Devils would be seeing themselves behind, albeit with an offense in Florida State that is struggling mightily, but it's been a slugfest.
On 2nd and 10, a handoff to Thomas, bounces outside right. Can he break a tackle? Yes, down the sideline, tiptoeing. We'll see how far he got across the 25 to the 28-yard line. That was all-star Thomas, and it'll set up 3rd down and 2. He went out of bounds, so it stops the clock with 52 seconds to go in the quarter. And a fairly important 3rd down coming up. The Blue Devils 2 of 9 on 3rd down tonight. 1 to spark the drive to try to get some more points, but also to make sure you don't have to boot it away to Florida State. Murphy from the shotgun has Thomas to his right. Everybody ready? And here's the snap. Going to keep it on the ground. Thomas, can he get a first down? Backpedaling. It'll depend on the spot. They say no, as he's brought down just shy of the 30. And Mike Norvell will use a timeout with 48 seconds to play in the half. That'll leave them with 1.
Timeout, Florida State. Their second. So we have a 30-second timeout.
And it's tempting with only a length of the football to go, Dave, but we just saw what Fitzgerald did from 53, so you don't convert. It's almost an automatic 3 points, so the Blue Devils will have to punt here with 48 seconds to play in the half. Or I think they will anyway.
Yeah, I would expect them to, and for the very reason you just said, Florida State's got a very capable field goal kicker that could easily help make the margin that the Blue Devils are holding get even smaller. And Duke's got some figuring out to do on offense in the second half. And this game is far from over. I know the Duke defense has dominated things, but I just get the sense that this 9-point lead isn't going to be enough to hold it.
Reynoldson to punt. Blue Devils getting repositioned. That's going to be a penalty as O'Connor stepped forward.
False start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
I think it was the suddenness of the movement as he stepped forward that drew the flag for Marcus Woods. So they'll back it up 5 to the 24-yard line. McCoy back deep to return it. And now Reynoldson will punt from his own 10. Remember, they got a fingertip on the last one, so you got to be careful here. Make sure you get it away. And Cade sends it on the way. Great kick. McCoy drifting to his right, backpedaling at the 23. Stinson in pursuit. Slowed him down, and down he goes at the 30-yard line. The tackle finished off by Curtis Cooper, the long snapper. You love that when the specialists get down the field to get their hands on somebody. I know you love that, especially the kickoff guy.
I do. But you seem to love it more. You're pretty fired up.
Trying to get you fired up.
I am fired up. I think it's been a heck of a performance by Duke, especially on defense. But, the offense is a place of concern, honestly, and be interesting to hear what Manny Diaz has to say to John Roth as they go off the field. Now, this 9-point lead could be enough.
Yeah.
Given
11 points.
Or 11-point lead, sorry. Why do I keep saying 9? But this shows how good I am at math. But with the way the Duke defense is playing, but you'd like to see some more life.
See how aggressive Florida State is. Kromenhoek drops to throw on 1st down. Pressure coming. He's in trouble. Skirts away to the right. Williams hits him. Lets it go. A catch by toafili, and he's out of bounds at the 34-yard line after a pickup of 4. The clock stops with 30 seconds to play in the half. Freeman forced him out. It'll be 2nd and 6. Went to the release valve there, and really actually a nice job of Trey Freeman realizing that was going to happen to chase him down and get him out of bounds. 2nd and 6. Kromenhoek from the shotgun. The true freshman quarterback takes the snap. They rush 4. Time winding down. Steps up. Bergeron's got him. Spun around. Oh, he's rocked by VJ Anthony. Nearly lost the football. He got back to the line of scrimmage, so not sure if it'll be a sack or not. But it's 3rd down and 6, and these Florida State quarterbacks have taken some big licks tonight.
Timeout, Florida State.
They have.
3rd and final.
I'm not sure if by the end of the night there's going to be a quarterback on the Florida State sideline that wants to go back out on the field.
And now, because Florida State used a timeout, Dave, I know there's only 23 seconds to play in the half, 24 now as they put a second back. You get a stop here, you can at least force them to have to punt it. Who knows what special teams can do?
Yeah, that is true.
And they do call it a sack for Bergeron and Anthony, so that is now 3 first-half sacks for the Blue Devils and 5 tackles for loss.
Dominant.
Yeah.
They've forced turnovers. They've been aggressive.
I mean, these are mass protects with 4-man rush, and the pocket is collapsing almost immediately.
They've been strong all year, but this is on another level.
Yep. So they need the 40, does Florida State, for a 1st down. The tailback is toafili. He's to the left of Kromenhoek. On 3rd and 6 from the shotgun. Takes a snap. They will throw. They rush 4 again. Fires to the right. It's caught, and it's a 1st down for Jakhi Douglas to the 42-yard line. They'll stop the clock to move the sticks with 20 seconds to play in the half. No timeouts for Florida State. Now it's winding. 18 and 17. Kromenhoek from the shotgun. They're still trying to get lined up with 13 seconds to play in the half. Down to 12. Here's the snap. 4-man rush. Steps up. Hit as he fires. Down the field on the right. It's dropped. On the right, it was Hakeem Williams at the Blue Devil 30-yard line. I'm not sure if he caught it, if they were going to have time to get up and spike it to try a field goal. I didn't see who got the pressure, but Kromenhoek got drilled as soon as he let it go.
Williams I think if I'm a Florida State fan, I'm upset by that performance because he saw Day Stone about to lay the hammer on him and decided not to catch it. That's how it looked to me. That was number 8 on number 8 crime.
So with 7 seconds to go, it's 2nd and 10, 42-yard line. Florida State will snap it on their side of the field. From the shotgun, Kromenhoek takes it. Blitz comes. He steps up. He's in trouble. He's sacked again. Wesley Williams rocked him last time. This time he rocks him to sleep back at the 36-yard line, and that'll take us to halftime with the Blue Devils leading by 11. 17-6. Absolutely dominant at the line of scrimmage for the Blue Devil defense.
They've been fantastic. And being able to rush 3, rush 4, and still get to the backfield, pretty good against the run. Also, this has been a dominant performance, David.
Let's go to the sidelines and check in with John Roth.
Thanks a lot. Obviously, 3 straight turnovers, a game changer, and I sense you'd also like to see the offense show that it can sustain some drives, not just work the short field.
Well, it's what we talked about this during the week, right? Both defenses were going to be hard to move the ball against. It was going to be the defense or special teams unit that helped their offense with short fields that was how the advantage. That's exactly what's happened here in the first half. They're hard to block. Certainly we can tighten things up on offense and do better, but this game is going about the way we thought it would.
Thanks a lot.
You got it.
David?
And it's going the way you'd like to see it from a Blue Devil perspective. At the break, it's 17-6. When we come back, Jeff Hamlin will set the stage for a busy day in the ACC tomorrow. We'll take a look at some of the key plays from the first half, and then John and Dave will come back and take a look at the first half stats. At the break, Duke 17, Florida State 6. This is Blue Devil football from Learfield.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with life-altering diagnoses. Team Impact pairs these kids with college athletic teams as part of a 2-year program, getting them off the sideline and into the game. The collegiate student-athletes gain a new teammate, a new friend, and a new perspective. For more information, visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Coverage of Duke football returns after this 1-minute timeout from your local station.
Hey Blue Devils fans, this fall we invite you to have the time of your life at the Crystal Coast. Between our 85 miles of picture-perfect beaches and 11 waterfront communities, it's like you're getting multiple vacations in one amazing place. With action-packed water sports, family-friendly attractions, and just-caught seafood, North Carolina's Southern Outer Banks has it all and then some. Book your fall trip today at crystalcoastnc.org.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock, and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
One half of Duke football is in the books. Welcome to the Blue Devil Halftime Report. Coming up, we'll recap the first 30 minutes, break down the key stats, and update the out-of-town scoreboard. The Blue Devil Halftime Report begins inside the Learfield Network studios.
At the half, Duke 17 and Florida State 6 from Wallace Wade Stadium. Jeff Hamlin here with you from Learfield Network Studios. The only game going on right now in the top 25 is in West Lafayette, Indiana. Oregon coming off the win over the Ohio State Buckeyes, now number 2 in the country. Tonight they're in West Lafayette to face Purdue.
Tez go out to the left, all 3 receivers from the 9-yard line, maybe the 8-yard line. It'll be second down and goal from the 8. Gabriel looking at the sideline for the play, looking for the play clock. Noise level rises up. Snap and hand it off. James goes up the middle. James scores from 8.
And
down Oregon. Touchdown Jordan James, his 7th of the year. Started to go right, found the blocking.
That is Jerry Allen from Learfield Sports. Oregon has 2 touchdowns from James. Jordan James has scored 2 touchdowns off 26 yards rushing. Oregon with the lead on Purdue, 14-0 late first quarter. Oregon on pace for another 30-point night. They have scored at least 30 points in 5 straight games. The other game going on tonight, the top 25 on this Friday night, it is Oklahoma State versus number 13 BYU. They'll kick off at 10:15 tonight in Utah. The Cowboys, despite an 0-3 start in Big 12 play, they are 3-0 lifetime against the Cougars. Last night in the ACC, it was Virginia Tech beating Boston College 42-21 from Lane Stadium. The Hokies rushed for 368 yards, led by Bushil Tootin, who piled up 226 yards rushing. That is a school record. That's the most overall rushing yards for Virginia Tech in a game since they put up 400 against Boston College back in 2000 when both teams played in the Big East. Coming up tomorrow, number 6 Miami will face Louisville at L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium. Miami was 9-0-1 in its first 10 meetings with Louisville, but since then, they've gone just 2-4 against the Cardinals. Also, a high noon kickoff tomorrow for number 10 Clemson. They will take on Virginia in Death Valley. Clemson is one of 2 schools nationally to have won 4 conference games this year. The other is Army. At noon tomorrow, Wake Forest will be at Connecticut. The Deacons are 18-7 against non-conference opponents over the last 6 years. That is the 3rd best mark in the ACC. Number 12 Notre Dame faces Georgia Tech at 3:30 tomorrow at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. The Fighting Irish 13-2-1 against Georgia Tech in Atlanta. At 3:30 tomorrow, NC State will play Cal. The Wolfpack will become the first North Carolina team to play a conference game in the state of California. And number 21 SMU will gear up for Duke tomorrow by taking on Stanford in Palo Alto. The Mustangs have won 7 straight on the road. 17-6, Duke with the lead against Florida State at the half. We'll come back and have highlights in just a moment. You're listening to the Duke Football Halftime Report from Learfield.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overbee Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overbee Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overbee Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbeemarine.com. Overbee Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
While there's a break in the action, here's a word from your local sponsors.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Family is a full-time job. There's lunches to make, laundry to do, the list goes on. It's a lot. But with Kohl's Epic Deals, I don't spend a lot. I got Active Styles for $9.99, a kitchen appliance for $12.99, and teas for $7.99. Plus, I earn 3 times the rewards as a Kohl's Rewards member. See for yourself now through Sunday only at Kohl's. Select styles. Offers in September 29th. Kohl's Rewards enrollment required for rewards. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
It is Duke leading Florida State 17-6 at the half from Wallace Wade Stadium. Let's take you through the first half highlights. Duke gave up the first field goal. It was 3-0 Florida State after a 23-yard field goal from Ryan Fitzgerald with 10:20 remaining in the first quarter. Duke was lethargic offensively, but their defense came to their rescue.
Third down, and we'll call it 9. They need their 35. From the shotgun, it's Glenn. Takes the snap. The Blue Devils rush 5. He's got some time to the right. Intercepted. Picked off Chandler Rivers. Down the sideline. 10-5. Touchdown. A pick 6. He did it last year in Tallahassee, and he did it again tonight.
Chandler Rivers with phenomenal patience on that play. Lets the route develop in front of him, stays firm, and reads the eyes of the quarterback to jump in front.
It was a 36-yard interception return for a touchdown by Chandler Rivers with 1:38 remaining in first quarter. Duke ahead 7-3. And then the defense on the very next play from scrimmage would come up big again.
From the shotgun, it's Glenn. A couple slaps to the hands. Here's the snap. He wants to run to the left. Being pursued by Michael Reese. Cuts inside. Takes a big hit. Out comes the football. And the Blue Devils have it at the 36-yard line. Nicholas in on the hit. Ryan Smith has the football. Back-to-back turnovers for the redshirt freshman quarterback. And the Blue Devils up 7-3, looking for more.
Brock Glenn feeling the wrath of this Duke defense, and Ozzie Nicholas, the Mike linebackers, made numerous plays tonight. That one was fantastic pursuit.
And Duke would take it down into the red zone. They faced a 4th and 1 from the Florida State 2.
Big play here early, leading 7-3. It's 4th and less than a yard off the Florida State 1. Now Thomas repositions to the right of Murphy. Here's the snap. The give to Thomas straight ahead. He's got a first down. He's got a touchdown. The Blue Devils roll the dice, and it pays off. It's 13-3 with the extra point to come.
What a risky and gutsy play call by Jonathan Brewer, the offensive coordinator, but then to have the trust in your offensive line and your running back to get it done, and that's exactly what they do. They won at the point.
Duke got 17 points off just 34 yards total offense and still hold the lead 17-6 against Florida State at the half. We'll go back to Wallace Wade Stadium in just a moment. You're listening to the Duke Football Halftime Report from Learfield.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
Are you ready to show your Duke pride wherever you go? Visit shop.duke.edu, your one-stop online store for all things Duke. From the latest apparel to must-have accessories, Duke University Stores has it all. Whether you're a student, alumni, or fan, shop.duke.edu has something for everyone. Get your hands on exclusive Duke gear today. Shop conveniently online at shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
This is Duke Football on the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield. We're back after this from your local station.
Calling all tailgaters, partygoers, party throwers, and excited Duke Blue Devil fans. Southern Harvest Catering has all your catering needs covered for the big game or that important party. As a preferred caterer of Duke Athletics, Southern Harvest Catering has the know-how and delicious food to make your event the very best it can be. Owned by Duke alumnus Tom Meyer, Southern Harvest Catering has been supporting Duke Athletics for 20 years and feeding Duke fans all over the Triangle. Call them at 919-413-7180 or visit online at southernharvestcatering.com. Go Duke!
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Duke University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Duke University and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by Duke University.
Halftime continues at Wallace Wade Stadium with Duke on top of Florida State 17-6. Quick run through the numbers. Total offense, Duke had just 62 total yards in that half to 150 for Florida State. Blue Devils yardage evenly split. Run and pass, 30 run, 32 pass. Florida State 101 run and 49 pass. Both teams not too productive on third down. 2 out of 10 for Duke and 2 out of 9 for Florida State. Maalik Murphy, the Duke quarterback, 5 out of 13 passing for those 32 yards. And Star Thomas, the leading runner, 13 tries, 28 yards and a touchdown. Florida State's 2 quarterbacks combined to go 5 out of 15 for their 49 yards and 2 interceptions. Bringing back in Dave Harding to take a look ahead now, as obviously talking with Coach Manny Diaz and you and David Shumate as well, looking for the Blue Devils, even though they have this 11-point lead and they took advantage of their short field opportunities. You'd like to think that their goal is to sustain a little bit of offense here in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. And it was interesting to hear Manny Diaz say that the game's gone just about how they expected it to go. And I think that's, number one, out of respect for this defense, Florida State's defense, that is. They're very good. They're physical up front. It's hard to move the football, but I think that the idea here is now that the Blue Devils have a little bit of a pad, they can just keep leaning on them, and something eventually is going to break here in the second half. Big plays are out there to be had, and I think we'll see the Blue Devils try to attack the perimeter a little bit, because it's really tough running in between the tackles against this Seminole group. And then defensively for the Blue Devils, I think you just want more of the same. And there's a part of you as a fan or somebody watching this game is like, well, this 11-point lead, like I don't know if it's really in that much of a threat, and that the way that Duke has just been absolutely suffocating the pass and the run game, perhaps the Blue Devils could just go 3 and out the rest of the way and be in it. But there's got to be some respect, and I believe that it exists for either one of the quarterbacks that we've seen tonight for the Seminoles to come out and connect on a few of these deep balls and to get right back in it. We saw already a long field goal. So still the hay is far from being in the barn. There's a lot of work to be done, but a very good start, especially on defense for the Blue Devils. And on offense, I think the best is yet to come.
Well said. I think it would only take 1 or 2 explosives on the Florida State side to change the entire outlook of this contest. So we'll see if the Blue Devil defense can hold strong, the offense can get it going. We got the second half coming your way. Blue Devils up 17-6 with 2 quarters left to play. You're listening to Duke Football from Learfield.
Makes the catch, 10-5, touchdown!
This is Duke head coach Manny Diaz.
Take it all the way for the touchdown!
For any surface and every season, Continental Tire is the smart choice in tires. From ultra-high performance tires like the Extreme Contact Sport 02 to passenger touring tires to all-terrain light truck tires like the Terrain Content AT, Continental has a tire that gives you confidence no matter the road conditions. Whether you're looking for summer, all-season, or winter tires, Continental Tire has something to fit your needs. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find your ideal tire. Continental Tire, a proud partner of the Duke Blue Devils.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season. And that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time.
Your morning shave with Barbasol is a time for self-reflection. Look in that mirror and ask yourself, can I make a real difference in this world? Of course you can. Just not today. There's football on. Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
We go to the second half. The Blue Devils leading Florida State 17-6. And before we get the second half underway, 10 seconds for station identification. This is Duke football from Learfield. David Schmidt alongside Dave Harding, John Roth down on the field, John Rose, our producer and engineer. Evan Jackson is our spotter. Back inside our network studios is Jeff Hamlin. Great to have you along tonight for Duke and Florida State. It's presented by Richmar Florist. Visit richmarflorist.com for floral delivery around the corner or around the world. Richmar Florist, proud sponsor of Duke Athletics. The Blue Devils had the football first tonight, so Florida State will have it to start the second half. We're going to watch Duke go left to right here. In the third quarter on the west side of the stadium, that means Florida State, who has it first, is going to go right to left. It'll be Singleton back deep to return the kickoff. Degansky sends it on its way. And Singleton will return it from the 5 on the right side of the field. 10-15, angles left, look out, 25-30. Singleton is loose across midfield. One man has the angle, it's Robinson. Can he force him out of bounds? No, touchdown. 95 yards on the kickoff return, and just like that, 11 seconds into the third quarter, Florida State is right back in the thick of it. It's 17-12 with the extra point to come.
The one thing you could not do when Florida State's had nothing on offense, the only way they can score is on special teams, and you give it up. That is a massive play for Florida State, but a huge mistake by Duke, and you're letting Florida State right back into this ball game.
It's Fitzgerald on for the extra point. Good snap and hold, and the kick is good.
I don't want to be that guy, but last time these two teams met, Duke was doing pretty well, and Florida State takes one to the house, and the whole thing changed.
The flow is not exactly the same, but remember right after Rivers had that pick 6 down in Tallahassee, a kickoff went back for a touchdown when the Blue Devils had a 10-point lead, seemed to be seizing control. And you're right, we've seen a lot of similarities between these two games. That's the first return for a score of any kind for Florida State so far this year. And 11 seconds into the second half, a little bit of a shock to the system. The good news is the offense is going to go right to work, but now Dave going to have to start churning some things out, and it's an offense that was really carried by their defense in the first half, cashing in some short fields. But if you look at the total yardage, just 62 yards to speak of in the first half.
Yeah, and I think the Blue Devils had more yardage on their interceptions returned than they did totally on offense, and the best offense for Duke has been their defense, and that's got to change right now. As Florida State's back into this game, we were talking, can you afford to be lackadaisical offensively with the offensive woes that Florida State had? That conversation's out of the picture. You've got to be effective on offense now.
Short kickoff here, chance for Jones from the 6 on the right side, 10, 15, 20, straight ahead, got across the 25 to the 26-yard line before he's brought down there. The tackle made for Florida State by Denny Hybert, one of the reserve defensive backs, and it'll be Maalik Murphy to work. 5 of 13 in that first half for 32 yards. The leading rusher, Thomas, 13 for 28. The leading receiver, only one guy had more than a catch. That was Harvey, who had 2 for 10 yards. We've barely seen Jordan Moore tonight on the field for just a couple of snaps, and he's not out there to start the second half. Taylor, the tight end, is alone on the right. You see Pankel, Brown, and Harvey on the left side of the formation, and Thomas is the tailback to the right of the redshirt sophomore quarterback. First and 10 off the 26. Now here comes Brown in motion left to right to join Taylor. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. 4-man rush, quick throw, Brown a catch. Nice play, spinning out of a tackle. Did he stay on his feet? They say no. Brought down at the 31-yard line after a pickup of 5. Cryer in on the tackle.
Yeah, these plays are critical. And starting the drive, getting positive yardage. Just got to get the wheels turning for this Duke offense as they try to get something going for the first time tonight.
Still in the opening minute of the third quarter, it started with a bang for the Seminoles, a 95-yard kickoff return for Singleton. That has cut the Blue Devil lead to 4, 17-13. Murphy and company trying to respond. Here's a handoff running right. Thomas going to have to break a tackle. He did. Chase into the edge and then thrown out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. Omar Graham was the man who forced him out. The Blue Devils in that first half, 2 of 10 on third down. In an early test here, they need their own 36.
Just not much open in the middle of the field. I'd like to see maybe like a push pass to Queso Brown, get the ball carriers to the outside. We saw a toss earlier in the game along the goal line.
Some extra beef in there. The H-back is Boggs, and now Murphy splits wide to the left. Direct snap to Thomas, running straight ahead. He's got a first down across the 35 to the 39-yard line. A new wrinkle for Jonathan Brewer and company coming out of the bye. The direct snap to Thomas, and he pays off with a first down.
Yeah, and that is a run right up the middle. We were just saying Duke has been challenged to do, and part of the reason is the safety ran with Murphy. So that eliminated one of those tacklers that's been coming down into the box, and you had better numbers on offense to make something open up.
Jones in at tailback now. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. The Blue Devils lead at 17-13. Brown in motion right to left. From the shotgun, here's the snap. Here's a give to Jones, running straight ahead across the 40, moving the pile, and he'll spin his way all the way out to the 44 with a pickup of 5. The tackle made by Jackson, the defensive tackle for Florida State.
Good hard running there. Pretty good pad leverage by the Duke offensive line. This is the best defensive front they've seen all year, and it's been a challenge tonight, but starting to see some push down the field and in the Blue Devils' favor. I mean, that's a big-time gain on first down, David, 5 yards.
If you're just joining us, no Dickie Namolan tonight. Meanwhile, Henry Beelan is into the game along with Maalik Murphy. Murphy's lined up on the numbers on the right, and Beelan is at quarterback, the redshirt sophomore out of New York. From the shotgun, here's the snap. Here's the give to Hagans. The toss back to Murphy, looking downfield, throws for Hagans on the right. He's got it! And a first down across midfield to the 44-yard line. A little razzle-dazzle to move the sticks.
Hagans is the ball carrier that took the pass initially from Beelan, and when he pitched it back to Murphy, he kept running down the field and became the ultimate receiver.
So, a fresh set of downs across midfield to the Florida State 44s. We go under 12 minutes to play in the third quarter. Murphy, a straight handoff, running right. Huge hole. Jones, 40, 35, down the sideline, and all the way down to the Seminole 24-yard line. A chunk play, and the Blue Devils rolling downhill here on their first touch of the third quarter.
Yeah, they got some rhythm now on offense, and this is when we've seen Duke be at their best. And you got to give a shout out to Taylor, the tight end, in for Dalmolin. He pulled around and helped set the edge and seal the defense inside that allowed some room off the right.
No Nicky Dalmolin, and Taylor made the nice block, the redshirt sophomore out of Apex. Jones in the backfield. He's to the left of Murphy. Samir Hagans is to his right. From the shotgun, here's the snap. The give to Jones, drifting to the right, goes outside, and he stretches it down inside the 23 to the 22-yard line with a pickup of 2. Under 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Blue Devils on the march after that 20-yard run a moment ago for Peyton Jones, and now it'll be second down and 8.
Yeah, best drive of the night by far for the Duke offense. And now, though, that space, as you start to work into the red zone, gets much more condensed. You got less field to work with. This is a Florida State defense that runs really well. Can they move the ball in this tight space?
This time Hagans is to the left of Murphy, and Jones is to his right. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. Going to throw to the left. It's into the hands of Hagans, and he's blown up in the backfield. Just nowhere to go on the outside. Cryer made the tackle, and it's a loss back to the 26-yard line.
It was really good identification on the outside by the linebacker, Riley, I believe it was. No, it was Cryer, to see Jake Taylor's block, the attempt on the screen, and he ran right around it to blow that play up.
And now it's 3rd and 12. They need the 14 for a first down. Jones is to the left of Murphy. 2 wideouts on the short side of the field on the left. Harvey is alone on the right. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. Murphy looks for Harvey. He can't hold on at the 22. Probably would have had to break a tackle on the outside of Thomas to try to get a first down, but unable to hold on. And here comes Polino trying to build the lead back to 7.
Murphy rocketed that ball out there. Wasn't much space. And I think it kind of caught Harvey by surprise, the speed that he put on it. Bounced off his chest plate. But Duke needs points here.
Polino tonight has made his only attempt. It came from 27 yards. Florida State blocked a couple of kicks a week ago against Clemson 2 weeks ago, so you got to be careful in your protection. Reynoldson is the holder. Good snap and hold. The kick is on the way. It's got plenty of leg, and he drilled it. Big boot for Polino. Tacks on 3 more, and a nice response to the Blue Devil offense after the Florida State kickoff return to get points on their first touch of the second half. And with 9:32 to play in the third quarter, let's take a break. Our new score, it's the Blue Devils 20 and the Seminoles 13.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking, the list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
With all these new winners at the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club, we need to decide who's in charge.
We need a top prize winner.
We need someone who's good with words, like us crossword winners.
If elected leader, I will extend the hours during which all winners can use the diamond-encrusted hot tub.
Nice.
New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with $370 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.04 to 4.31. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
9:32 to go here in the third quarter. The Blue Devils tack on 3 as Polino boots it through from 44 yards out. 10-play, 48-yard drive. Took 5 minutes and 12 seconds off the third quarter clock, and the Blue Devils have the touchdown advantage 20-13. Don't forget that Blue Devil football is brought to you in part by the Crystal Coast. Are you looking for your next vacation spot? Our 85 miles of picture-perfect beaches and 11 waterfront communities. With that, it's like you're getting multiple vacations in one amazing place. Water sports, family-friendly attractions, and just caught seafood. North Carolina's Southern Outer Banks has it all, and then some. Book your fall trip today at crystalcoastnc.org. Well, Dave, let's talk about this Blue Devil offense here in the second half. We mentioned some of the struggles in the first half, but this is following a familiar theme in terms of the spark that's lit in the second half, and a lot of times it's been because of the run game. 24 carries now collectively for 65 yards, but we've seen Thomas and Jones on that last set of downs start to spark things. And tell me about that, because we've talked about how good Florida State is up front, but I don't care how good you are up front because they play a lot of the same guys, particularly, Farmer, who's awfully good, and Jackson. That's a lot of snaps for those guys as the game starts to move along.
It is, and as an offensive lineman, too, you just get a better feel for the tendencies as you're playing against them. They get a little more tired. You warm up to the game. And I think Duke has shown that in this second half, and I got to credit Jonathan Brewer, the offensive coordinator, or something too. They've thrown different looks, bringing Beelan in at quarterback, putting Murphy out wide. When you can introduce a little doubt with some fatigue and an offensive line that's catching the rhythm, that's when things can start to break open.
And the first points of the night that didn't come off of a Florida State turnover, so the offense able to drive the football. And now here is Degansky to kick off. Obviously, Singleton is a weapon. Took the last one back 95 yards for a score, and they kind of dribble this one down the center of the field, and Florida State will field it at the 23, trying to get outside and only get as far as the 30. So taking no chances of a kick return there. More like the tight end was the one who brought it back.
Still spotting a pretty good field position, on the 30.
Would have been at the 25 and kick it out of the back of the end zone, but either way, you mitigate the chance of a return there. And now we'll see Kromenhoek go back to work. The last time he was out there, he was sacked. The Blue Devils with 3 sacks in the first half, 5 tackles for loss. Davis is the tailback in a pistol set. And from the shotgun, Kromenhoek will walk up and change things. A slap of the hands, a second, and now here's the snap. The give to Davis running right, hit, and brought down. Aaron Hall and company bring him down. Did the football come out? No, he's just fighting for extra yardage, and he'll only pick up a little more than 3. Davis was their lead back in that first half. That's now 10 carries for him for 44 yards on the night. Morlock got 31 on that fake punt, so that's kind of inflated the rushing statistics a little bit as we look at second down and a long 6. Toafili out there now. He's behind Croman-Hawk. Stands to his right as he repositions. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. Fakes the toss to the right. Wants to throw. Looking downfield. In trouble. Hit as he does. It floats up there, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. One of the Blue Devil players, I think it was Pickett, ran over somebody on the Florida State sideline trying to get to that football. But now it's 3rd and 6.
I love the effort by the Duke defensive line. Initially, the pass rush didn't get there, but Kendi Charles, grad student out of Orange Park, Florida, kept on fighting, finds his way around and right onto the throwing arm of the quarterback as he's trying to launch that one, and is the reason it fell incomplete.
Florida State needs the 40 to keep the drive going. Croman-Hawk from the shotgun has Toafili to his left. All 3 wideouts on the right side of the formation. And from the shotgun, the freshman quarterback takes the snap. The Blue Devils break 5. Time winding down. He steps up, trying to get away. Freeman in pursuit. They get him down shy of the first down at the 38-yard line. He and Moore combine on the stop. Kevin O'Connor in there as well. It was kind of a tricky spot for the Blue Devil defense because you had to respect his ability to throw at the last second. Then as he crossed the line, they get him down. And now the Seminoles will have to punt.
That was a good job of redirecting, making sure you got Croman-Hawk down, because things were stacked against the Blue Devils. There was a lot of holding going on along the offensive line, and the Blue Devils, I think they're good play, but fortunate to get off the field.
Mastromano to punt. Brown standing back at his own 10. Sends it on the way. Sideways spiral. Quayshawn comes up. He is hit as soon as he catches it, and he's able to hold on. How is there no flag? They say it was just as the ball was arriving at the 13-yard line. I'd like another peek at that, but give Queso credit to hold on to the football. So the Blue Devils have it back at their own 13-yard line. 7:58 to go in the half. Let's take a break. Duke leads at 20-13.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Progressive presents Renters MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
7:58 to go in our third quarter. 20-13. The Blue Devils with the lead. Back in possession at their own 14-yard line officially. They're introducing the honorary captain down on the field, Matt Skura. Harding, I think you're familiar with his game.
I am. He is a great person, first and foremost. A great friend, but a fantastic football player. Played center primarily. Got the chance to play beside him for the 2013 season mostly. And then he's an All-American in 2015 and went on to have a 7-year NFL career. They just had twins after having 2 children already. So they went from 2 to 4. So he and his wife, Emma, working overtime. Absolutely not. Absolutely not at all. John Roth, actually, I think one of the best features we've ever done in the Duke Football Coaches Show TV show, John, was going to Matt and Emma's house when they were first engaged, and their dog Lily, catching up with them, doing a story. What a great family.
That was great. You had the great idea to do that, and they welcomed us into the apartment, and the dog was unbelievable. But what a great couple they are, and certainly what a great career he had, and what a great guy he is. It's always great to see Matt Skura out at the stadium. But yeah, that was a very memorable time to go visit he and Emma at their home prior to his senior year.
And they're living in Charlotte now, but he makes it over to Duke a good bit. Spoke to the team this off season, trying to stay involved and give back. And I think that's what makes this place special. The people, the network, and the fact that people want to come back and be a part of it.
As the Blue Devils will go back to work here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 off the 14-yard line. Leading by touchdown, 20-13 with 7:58 to go in the third. Star Thomas is to the right of Maalik Murphy. 2 wideouts on either side of the formation. As they'll snap it off the right hash, going left to right out of the north end zone as we see things on the west side of the stadium. Matt Craycraft, the center, is ready. And here we go. The snap to Murphy. 4-man rush. Has time over the middle. A lot of contact. No flag. Higgins couldn't hold on. They're letting him play. I'll say that much. As Riley was there in coverage. Maybe it was tipped, and that's why there was no flag at the line. We'll take a second peek. I think I could play some secondary coverage here today.
For sure. Yeah, just give them a bear hug right off the line. And I got to give this officiating crew credit.
Consistent.
That they've been, consistent. That's the most important thing. If you're not going to call it, don't call it for either team.
2nd and 10. Here's a straight handoff. Not much room up the middle. The Blue Devils trying to get what they can with Thomas, maybe a yard out to the 15, but you're looking at 3rd and 9 now as we go under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. The Blue Devils up by a touchdown, 20-13.
Yeah, tough ask. It's that empty play on first down. Is good coverage by the defense, obviously, but you follow that up with a run for half a yard up the middle, kind of get your head scratching as to how you're going to dig yourself out of this hole.
Harvey and Taylor set up on the right side of the formation. Higgins and Pankel on the left. Thomas is the tailback. He's to the right of Murphy. They need the 24 for a first down. They'll snap it. 24, they'll snap it off the 15. Murphy to throw to the left. It's caught well short of the first down by Pankel, trying to fight off of a tackle, and they'll give him forward progress, but only out to the 19-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and 5, and the Blue Devils will have to punt it away as we go under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter.
The most important thing for the Duke offense right now is no turnovers. You need points. That's the second most important thing, but you cannot afford to give the ball to Florida State in good field position or to give up, a return of some kind for a touchdown.
Reynolds to punt now. McCoy back to return it at the 35. He gets it away. Nice high kick. McCoy looking around, going to try to return it at the 32. Trying to get away from Stinson. Slowed down. Stinson got back up and brought him down. What a play by Jalen Stinson. Hang on. Come back to me. Down you go.
Yeah, phenomenal. And he's been really good all night at that position and running down there and slowing down the initial return attempt. There, the athleticism and the pure want to get yourself back up off the turf and to make the tackle on the second try.
So Cromenhawk will come back out there. Since coming in after the 3 consecutive turnovers by Glenn, he's 2 for 6 for 12 yards. And he'll go to work off of his own 31-yard line. The Blue Devils with the 20-13 lead with 6:24 to go in the third quarter. From the shotgun, Cromenhawk ready. Here's the snap. Going to keep it on the ground, running right. Nothing doing. Davis maybe got just beyond the line of scrimmage before Nicholas brought him down.
Duke knows Florida State's likely going to run it. It's been a weakness of theirs, but they have to go to that with the inexperience they've got at quarterback. So the Blue Devil defensive line twisting and stunting on obvious rundowns makes it tough for the offensive line to get blocks, and that's the reason that one went for no gain.
Second down, and we'll call it 9. Cromenhawk from the shotgun. Has Davis to his left. All 3 wideouts are on the right side of the formation. The tight end, Landon Thomas, is over there on the left side. And Vincent goes in motion left to right. From the shotgun, here's the snap. The Blue Devils bring 4. Time winding down. Cromenhawk throws, and it's caught along the sideline by Benson, as we told you, in motion over there. Got as far as the 39-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down to 2.
Cromenhawk's got an arm on him. You see why he was so highly recruited. He's a little athletic, but can rip it. Very similar to Brock Glenn in that sense. The big difference so far, though, he's taking care of the football, not put it in dangerous positions.
Sorry, Dave. Florida State needs the 41 for a first down. On 3rd and 2, here's the shotgun snap. They'll keep it on the ground, and that is not going to work. My goodness, Kendi Charles ripped him down at the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down.
Another one of those twists inside. Kendi Charles stands up at the snap, and he's lined up over the left guard, runs all the way around behind the right guard to get into the backfield. Run stunt. Florida State has no answer for that, and it's a TFL to force a punt.
Mastromano to boot it away. Brown standing at his own 10. Will be under 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Remember, they've already faked one once tonight, so you got to be aware of that, leading by a touchdown. Florida State late running people on, and they're going to have to use a timeout. Unorganized on special teams, and they have to burn a timeout here with 4:28 to go in the third quarter. That'll leave them with 2 the rest of the way. And while they talk it over, we remind you that Blue Devil football is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. So you almost wonder, Dave, you never know for certain if maybe something was up there on that 4th down play and they were confused in terms of the personnel. Again, just got to be aware of the fake because they've already done it once. As Mastromanno is back to punt, the Blue Devils crowding the line of scrimmage. And they will boot it away with Mastromanno. He just barely got it off. End over end, and it'll go at the 20 and bound in Florida State's benefit inside the 15, inside the 10, and roll dead. At the 8, there is a flag down all the way back at the 38-yard line on the Florida State half of the field. And we'll see what that's about. Marcus Woods talking to one of the 7-member officiating crew. It was well behind the play. And now 3 officials are in conversation at the Florida State 39. And
like
there is an official standing by.
There is no foul on the play for holding.
Okay. Of course not. Let's take a break. 4:16 to go in the third quarter. The Blue Devils lead at 20-13.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season. And that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
Wade Stadium in the third quarter. The Blue Devils leading 20-13 and back in possession at their own 8-yard line. 4:16 to go in our third quarter. Well, when you're out of town and want to keep up with live college sports, be sure to download the free Varsity Network app, available for both Apple and Android. Listen to college sports live with the Varsity Network app. Of course, you can listen to us. I'm sure several of you are tonight. Anywhere you go, download it on your phone, the Varsity Network app. Make sure you favorite Duke, and then anytime there's an event, it'll pop up on your phone. You can go listen to archived episodes of the podcast, get Harding's keys to the game each week. Before we get into it, there'll be recaps of Manny Diaz's weekly radio show, which, by the way, you can join us for on Tuesday nights over at the Washington Duke Inn and Golf Club. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, we're live on location. Also live on WRAL News Plus, 96.5 FM in Durham, 99.3 FM in Raleigh, and on the Buzz, 6:20 a.m. and 15:50 a.m. and across the entire Blue Devils Sports Network. Dave, in that timeout, and actually going into it, I saw a little bit of strategery, I think I would say, with the head coach after they picked up the flag. Just not contentious, but a conversation with Marcus Woods, our lead official, and a couple of guys on this officiating crew along the sideline. I always think of that. You see that, and maybe they're planting the seed for something down the road.
Yeah, it's a constant conversation. You're working the officials and making sure that they know you're aware of certain things. Maybe you chirp about having them watch out for something that you got coming along. This has definitely been, what would you call it, a unique game. The flow to this one feels strange, and in those games, oftentimes officiating starts to play a factor, especially late.
Well, to that end, when you're playing in the flow of the game, would you get a feel for what's being called and what's not being called, and that determine kind of the aggressiveness with which you played with?
100%. And sometimes you're having that conversation with the officials on the field, and they'll let you know, hey, next time I'm going to call that one, and come over to the sideline. That's when you really talk about it. It's like, guys, we're getting away with murder out here. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more, or the opposite. So you got to tighten it up.
Field position has not been great the last couple of possessions for the Blue Devils. This drive will start at their own 8. They do have the touchdown lead, 20-13, with 4:16 to go in the third quarter. And Star Thomas is the tailback. He'll get the carry and just not much doing in the run game. Maybe a yard or so out to the 9-yard line. They're staying at it. That's now 26 carries versus 19 pass attempts. To be fair, if you look at Florida State, if you take away that 31-yarder on the fake punt, they've got 26 carries for just 79 yards. So both teams, as expected, have done a nice job bottling up the run.
Well, Duke's been at their best running the football when they pull linemen and get the ball to the outside. Trying to run it right up the gut has been difficult.
Two really good defenses. And Murphy going to try to throw this time. Looks to the right, fires that way. He's got his man, Jordan Moore. Step to the left, back to the right, and out of bounds with a first down out to the 20-yard line. We haven't seen a ton of Jordan Moore tonight, but he keeps that consecutive games with a catch streak alive. Now 31 on the season. Officially, they spot him out at the 19, but that's enough to move the sticks. He's a threat even when he's not out there a ton.
Yeah, and Harvey's done a good job in replacing him, but the threat that he brings and the consistency and the comfort more than anything with Maalik Murphy and the chemistry they have, you know when you get the ball in his vicinity, he's going to catch it.
So from the 19, a first down, and here's Star Thomas running left, gets outside, flag flies behind it, 25-30, down the sideline and out of bounds across the 40. And Maalik Murphy is already saying they're coming back. It's out to the 42 for the moment on a 23-yard gain. We've seen him pick up a holding call before.
Holding. Offense, number 15. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
At this time, that's on Jake Taylor.
Yeah, and Jake Taylor, I think, played pretty well tonight, but maybe that's the first time we've physically felt the absence of Nicky Dalmolin and what he brings to the run game as a tight end blocking. It's a good call. Taylor grabbed the outside shoulder of the defensive end. Now, it's technically holding, and there's been a lot of that has not been called.
As we wheel under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, backs it up inside the 10 and call it first down at 20. At least you have all 3 downs to try to get it. They would need to get out to the 29 for a first down. Murphy from the shotgun going to throw. Quick throw to the left. Brown makes the catch. Steps inside 15. Breaks a couple of tackles, and he's out to the 25-yard line. What a chunk play to get it started on first and 20. They say his knee was down at the 24-yard line. The tackle made by Shyheim Brown, but much more manageable now. It's second down and 5 coming up. And they come to the line quickly. Murphy from the shotgun is ready. Here's the snap. Going to keep it on the ground with Peyton Jones. Looking for space. Not much there, but he did get across the 25 to the 26-yard line with a pickup of 2. Jones made the tackle for Florida State, and here's 3rd and 3. The Blue Devils 3 of 13 on third down tonight. As we go under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter, the Blue Devils leading by a touchdown, 20-13. The Blue Devils huddling. We've seen that a couple of times tonight. Peyton Jones is the tailback. He's to the right of Murphy. Taylor and Jordan Moore split out wide on the right. 2 wideouts on the left side of the formation as well. Murphy repositions Jones to his left. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. Deep drop, looking downfield. Moves to the right, goes underneath. Taylor was being grabbed as he tried to get loose. There's no flag, and the pass goes incomplete. You saw Jake Taylor look back like, I got tugged. But there's no laundry on the field, and after getting it out of the shadow of their own end zone, the Blue Devils are going to have to punt it away.
Jake Taylor was running a crossing pattern across the middle of the field and got hit by the defender that was running in the opposite direction in coverage with the other receiver on the crossing route. I don't know, technically should have been a penalty, I suppose, but
Reynoldson steps up like he might run with it, boots it at the last moment. It hits at the Florida State 31 and dies at the 25-yard line. And then a Florida State player kind of took a swing at the end of it at O'Connor. I don't see a flag out there. It was number 47 for Florida State, kind of just a wild, loose movement of the arm. Denny Hybert, but no flag. And with 1:21 to go in the third quarter, Florida State has it back, and the Blue Devils leading by a touchdown. And Dave, I think Duke has done a nice job after the kickoff return for Florida State that started the third quarter, seizing some of the momentum back, but the game very much still in the balance. Only a touchdown separating the two, with Duke up 20-13.
No doubt. You think about that last drive, we've seen some flashes from the Duke offense, but that penalty, a little too much to overcome, and that penalty came on a great run.
And now we're back to Brock Glenn at quarterback for Florida State. Last 3 times he's touched it, he turned it over. And from the shotgun, he will throw. Looking over the middle, nobody home, in trouble. Just an awkward-looking throw for Toafili, who steps inside at the 25 and out of bounds at the 34. Give him the 35, and that's a first down for Florida State. Boy, after all those turnovers, Glenn came in and just kind of backhanded one out, but it worked out for Florida State, and a first down as we approach a minute to play in the third, and the Blue Devils up by a touchdown, 20-13. And from the shotgun, here's Glenn. A slap of the hands, wiggles both hands to reorganize the offensive line, and now he's ready. Here's a handoff running right with Toafili, and he is brought down by Smith and company as he crossed the 35 to the 36-yard line. 2nd and 9 coming up. Reese in there on the tackle as well. Final minute of the third quarter with the Blue Devils up by a touchdown. So I guess, obviously, Mike Norvell not pleased with the production of Kromenhawk going back to Glenn despite the turnovers.
I'm sure Glenn has just more understanding of the offense. There's more available to them with him at quarterback.
On 2nd and 9, from the shotgun, here's the snap. Late handoff, Glenn got to keep it. Running outside 40, 45. He's got a first down across midfield, out of bounds at the Blue Devil 46-yard line. At the last moment, he ripped it out of the belly of Toafili, took it himself, and he's got a first down for Florida State. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. So Florida State got a 95-yard kickoff return. The Blue Devils answered with the Todd Polino field goal. And after 3, it's Duke 20 and Florida State 13, but the Seminoles are at the Blue Devil 46. As we head to the fourth, back to Wallace Wade Stadium in just a moment.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
Third down, and we'll call it 9. They need their 35. From the shotgun, it's Glenn. Takes the snap. The Blue Devils rush 5. He's got some time to the right. Intercepted. Picked off Chandler Rivers. Down the sideline. 10-5. Touchdown. A pick 6. He did it last year in Tallahassee, and he did it again tonight.
Chandler Rivers with phenomenal patience on that play. Lets the route develop in front of him. Stays firm and reads the eyes of the quarterback to jump in front.
That was the first touchdown of this game scored by the Blue Devils back in the first quarter on a 36-yard pick 6. On the very next play from scrimmage, Florida State fumbled, and Duke capitalized on a short field by getting a short running touchdown to go up 14-3. Then on the very next play, Florida State threw an interception, and the Blue Devils went down and kicked a field goal to make it 17-3. Florida State has been able to get a couple of drives going here since then, but right now entering the fourth quarter, 20-13. Once again, entering a game in the ACC where it's going to come down to being decided in the fourth quarter. During the break here, Coach Manny Diaz had basically the entire team surrounding him out on the field, talking about what's going on here and how the Blue Devils need to go back to what they were doing so often this year, winning the fourth quarter. Should be refreshed to do it coming off of an open week. As we saw the last time they played, they kind of wore down in the fourth quarter, guys, and Georgia Tech was able to take advantage. I know the Blue Devils would like to, as they say, take Florida State down into the sewer here in the fourth quarter and come out with a win.
And the last time they were on their home field, that's exactly what they did against the Tar Heels, brought them into the sewer and took control in the fourth quarter. And now it's about finishing it off against Florida State, leading 20-13. As we head to the fourth, and Florida State will have it 1st and 10 at the Blue Devil 46-yard line. It has been a night dominated by defense on both sides of the ball. The biggest difference to this point in the game for the Blue Devils, forcing 3 turnovers that led to 17 points. You heard the Rivers pick 6. Ozzie Nicholas forced a fumble. He also had an interception himself. Florida State's offense has only come up with a couple of field goals. Their lone touchdown came on a 95-yard kickoff return, and Dave, playing out kind of how we expected, 2 really good defenses, and it's been mistakes and special teams that has really led to most of the offensive production tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And in the fourth quarter, with such a tight ball game, you get the sense that the team that makes fewer mistakes, that has the fewest number of turnovers, is going to be the one that comes away with the win.
Florida State started the game with Brock Glenn, the redshirt freshman at quarterback. He started last week after DJ uiagalelei suffered a broken finger on his throwing hand after transferring in from Oregon State. Of course, the Seminoles are 1-5, 1-4 in the league. The Blue Devils 5-1 and 1-1 in the ACC. Glenn, after turning it over on 3 consecutive plays, was pulled for Luke Kromenhawk, the true freshman. He was largely ineffective, so now they've gone back to Glenn for this drive. And he's got Davis to his left. We'll see the Seminoles go left to right here in the fourth quarter on the west side of the stadium. Glenn to throw on first down. Over the middle, he's got it complete into the arms of Jakhi Douglas, and he's got a first down all the way down to the Blue Devil 27-yard line. A pickup of close to 19 yards.
They got in behind the linebackers, zone coverage, and very good ball by Brock Glenn. This is the best drive we've seen from Florida State, perhaps outside of that opening drive that resulted in a field goal.
Blue Devils hanging on to this 20-13 lead, just underway in the fourth quarter. From the shotgun, here's Glenn. A handoff for Davis running left. The Blue Devils slow it down, but they can't get him down. He's inside the 20, and he's got another first down to the 16-yard line. I think it was Freeman who got in the backfield and got a hand on him, but couldn't get him down. Kendi Charles ultimately made the tackle, but it's another rushing first down for Florida State.
You know, talking about taking them to the sewer, the last time the Blue Devils played against Georgia Tech, it was Georgia Tech that put on some more steam and was forcing missed tackles. They were unable to make the most of their opportunities defensively when they were in position, and we're seeing that right now a little bit.
See if the Blue Devils can bow up here in the red zone. 1st and 10 for Florida State off the 16-yard line. Play clock is down to 3 and 2 and 1. They didn't get it off. Flag flies, delay game.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And Dave, you know how they give you that kind of half second to get it off? I think they gave them like the full second before they finally threw the flag. But it is a huge penalty, makes it 1st and 15 down in the red zone for Florida State.
You know, it's interesting. I was watching Mike Norvell on the Florida State sideline. He knew that was coming and opted not to throw or to call the timeout. He's saving them.
He had to burn one earlier on special teams. He's only got 2. Glenn from the shotgun takes the snap, wants to throw, pressure coming, fires to the right, nearly picked off. Kamari Robinson jumping in front of the intended target, Hakeem Williams, and it'll be 2nd and 15.
Kamari Robinson over the top of Williams, and when Williams makes his break back underneath, Robinson pushes and drives on the ball and jumps in front of it.
Nearly the 4th turnover for this Blue Devil defense. 2nd and 15 off the 21. Toafili is the tailback. He's right behind Glenn in the pistol set. And on 2nd down, they'll throw. Screen set up for Toafili. A one-handed catch. Steps inside. Looked like a block in the back. Flag flies. 2, in fact. 3 of them as VJ Anthony makes the tackle down at the 17-yard line. I wonder if this might be one of those crackback blocks. If not, just a block in the back.
Chandler Rivers was the defensive player that got hit hard in the back.
The flags are being placed at the 21-yard line. It would be 3rd down and a little more than 10 at the 17, so a little bit of a decision to make for Manny Diaz.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 6. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
They opt to take the penalty, though, and back it all the way up to the 31-yard line. and make it 2nd and 25. You're the math guy in the booth, Harding.
Clearly not. Saying it was a 9-point game and it was an 11-point game in the first half.
2nd and 25 for Florida State. Glenn out of the shotgun. Toafili to his right. Obvious passing down with the Blue Devils leading by a touchdown just underway in the fourth quarter. Glenn to throw. 4-man rush. Fires underneath on the right. The catch by Toafili. Tripped up and dropped back at the 34-yard line. What a play by Kamari Robinson. And another tackle for loss for this Blue Devil defense. That is now 6 on the night.
Kamari Robinson's recognition and his athletic ability to get to Toafili was phenomenal there. They run a bunch of deep routes off the right side, trying to drive the Duke defenders deep down the field in coverage and then throw out into the flat. And man, they got there very quickly.
3rd and 27 for the Seminoles. Singleton is the tailback. The redshirt freshman is to the right of Glenn. Play clock's down to 5. 3 wideouts on the left side of the formation. It's down to 2 and 1. Glenn trying to get the snap off, just barely did. Here comes pressure. He steps up, escapes on the right. 30, 25. Glenn trying to get outside. He's out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Well short of the first down, but he did pick up close to 14 yards, and that certainly makes the field goal more manageable for Florida State.
It was actually a good job by Glenn. There wasn't much there. The pocket was collapsing. I think in the first half we would have seen him try to force that football. Obviously he's struggled with turnovers, so he decides he's going to tuck it and run, and you're exactly right. It positions him much better for this kick.
So here's Fitzgerald from 38 yards out on the right hash. Blue Devils up 20-13. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on the way. It's got plenty of leg, and it's good. But the Blue Devil defense did what they needed to in the red zone. Bowled up, got a stop, forced a penalty, and Florida State only gets 3. 11:35 to go at Wallace Wade Stadium. Our new score, it's Duke 20 and Florida State 16.
Calling all tailgaters, partygoers, party throwers, and excited Duke Blue Devil fans. Southern Harvest Catering has all your catering needs covered for the big game or that important party. As a preferred caterer of Duke Athletics, Southern Harvest Catering has the know-how and delicious food to make your event the very best it can be. Owned by Duke alumnus Tom Meyer, Southern Harvest Catering has been supporting Duke Athletics for 20 years and feeding Duke fans all over the Triangle. Call them at 919-413-7180 or visit online at southernharvestcatering.com. Go Duke!
Are you ready to show your Duke pride wherever you go? Visit shop.duke.edu, your one-stop online store for all things Duke. From the latest apparel to must-have accessories, Duke University Stores has it all. Whether you're a student, alumni, or fan, shop.duke.edu has something for everyone. Get your hands on exclusive Duke gear today. Shop conveniently online at shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
11:35 to go in the fourth quarter here at Wallace Wade Stadium. The Blue Devils leading at 20-16. Be sure to catch Duke All Access with head coach Manny Diaz Sundays at noon on ABC 11. And don't forget the ABC 11 mobile app is your ticket to Duke football highlights and the latest from the First Alert forecast. Just tap the app and make it your own from ABC 11 Eyewitness News. A good old-fashioned defensive tussle here tonight. We've seen the Blue Devil defense force 3 turnovers. Chandler Rivers take a pick 6 back, 36 yards out. 17 of the 20 points from Manny Diaz's squad have come off of turnovers. Florida State saw their only touchdown of the night come on a 95-yard kickoff return. They have 3 field goals as well, and that's how we've gotten to our 20-16 score line. Malik Murphy about to go to work, 11 of 22 on the night for 74 yards. Star Thomas, man, he can pile up some carries. 17 already tonight for 38 yards. Peyton Jones, 9 for 30 as well. The Blue Devils dinged up, to say the least. No Nicky Dalmolin tonight offensively. Remember, they'd already lost Jeremiah Hazley for the season at the tight end position. You go in the running back room, we haven't seen Jaquez Moore in a few weeks. I did notice in the first half he was dressed, but we haven't seen him on the field here tonight. We've seen Jordan Moore play sparingly. So, Dave, there's that element, too. I know the offense has been looking for consistency, but I think I just named some really important pieces that aren't out on the field.
That's a very good point, David. The fact that you're on your 3rd tight end, sometimes 4th, puts into perspective what adversity this group is working through. And some of the other names that you put out there, if they're not getting the ball, they're at least a threat to the defense that they've got to respect. I mean, Jaquez Moore, Florida State fans well aware of what he can do.
Yep.
He took one to the house and ran away from the entire defense down in Doak Campbell Stadium last year.
So here is Fitzgerald to kick it off. The Blue Devils will get it back, still leading by 4, 20-16. Drives it, and Peyton Jones will see this one go into the end zone, and the Blue Devils will start at the 25-yard line. So with all that kind of as the backdrop, what do you want to see for the Blue Devils here offensively as they're kind of trying to grind this one to the finish line? You go on the field and score a touchdown, it starts to get really difficult for Florida State. Obviously, you'd love to get points here in any form or fashion, but you certainly want to give your defense a little bit of breather after a long drive a moment ago for the Seminoles.
Yeah, this game doesn't really feel, with 11:35 to go in regulation, like the kind of situation where Duke can afford to come up empty the rest of the way offensively. If Florida State's got some momentum, they've got a really good field goal kicker. Blue Devils need to find points.
Hagens to the left. Maalik Murphy. Star Thomas to his right, and Murphy's going to throw on first down. Deep drop down the middle. Man, Pankel got held. The pass is overthrown and intercepted, but I think we're going to get a hold. Shaheem Brown got the pick. Dave, I could see the jersey pull from up here, but we'll wait for confirmation downstairs.
Yeah, 27 got him.
I think it was before the pass, so I don't think it's going to be pass interference. I think it will be holding.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 27, 10-yard penalty, first down.
The Bluebirds rain in from the Florida State faithful, but that looked like a pretty obvious call. And the Blue Devil faithful roar their approval, drowning out the Florida State crew as Barker is called for the flag.
Play action fake, deep ball. And Florida State's been very aggressive in getting their safeties involved and stopping the run. That's how you combat it. But I like the play call on first down.
So the penalty takes it out to the 35 with 11:19 to go. Here's a handoff straight ahead. Thomas cuts left. Look out! Down the left sideline, 35 and 30. And he'll go out of bounds at the 21-yard line. An explosive play in the running game for Star Thomas.
Really good blocking along the O-line as Justin Pickett, the right guard, goes over to his right tackle, Brian Parker, and gives him a big old chest bump. But down the field is really what impressed me. Eli Pankel, the receiver that was the intended target on the play before, setting up a great block on a safety. Everybody getting involved in the run game to spring Star Thomas.
For Thomas, that's a 44-yard rip, his longest carry of the season. And it sets the Blue Devils up at the 21-yard line. Murphy from the shotgun with 10.5 minutes to go, leading by 4. Why not feed Thomas again, this time to the left, and not much to it. Brought down at the line of scrimmage. Thomas now jumps up, 18 carries for 82 yards in that 1-yard rushing score earlier. Remember, he's gone over 103 times already this year.
I see why it's tempting to run the ball up the middle. Florida State has one linebacker in there. So if you can break through that initial defensive line, there's going to be some opportunity like we saw 2 plays ago. But this defensive line is tough to get a hat on. It's tough to sustain. That's the difference in the 2 plays. One, the offensive line sustains. The last one, they could not.
Murphy from the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Going to keep it on the ground with Jones, trying to get outside right. Going to have to break a tackle, cannot. Spilled back at the 22-yard line, a loss of a yard. And it'll be 3rd and 11. Fentrell Cypress made the tackle. We go under 9 minutes and 40 seconds to play with the Blue Devils leading 20-16. And Dave, that conversation we have so often, obviously you'd love to get a first down or a touchdown here, but imagine you have to be wise and make sure you protect the field goal opportunity as well in a 4-point game.
Exactly. Negative plays are a no-go here more than ever. And you'd love to pick up some yardage to set Polino up in a better position.
They need the 11 for a first down. In motion right to left comes Hagens. Here's the snap. Murphy will throw. Deep drop. Looks to the left. Fires that way for Pankel. And he can't hold on down at the goal line. It was a battle for the football. A lot of contacts. Knowles was there. And on 4th down, we will see Polino come out.
Yeah, Knowles did do a good job of getting his head back around and fighting to the football. You got to give Maalik Murphy some credit. There was a lot of pressure coming up the middle, and he kept backpedaling. Impressive that he could even get that one delivered.
Polino good tonight from 27 and 44. This will be from just shy of 50 from the right hash. Trying to make it a touchdown game again. Good snap, good hold, kicks on the way. It's got plenty of leg, and he got it. Big time boot for Polino, and with 8:58 to go in the fourth quarter, the Blue Devils have restored the 7-point advantage. 23-16 our score when you come back to Durham.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season, and that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time.
Since our doors first opened in 1988, the Washington Duke Inn and Golf Club has celebrated the contributions of its namesake, paying tribute to a life of community service and philanthropy. This is the cornerstone of our commitment to the Durham community. Duke family artifacts and photographs can be found throughout the hallways of the inn. Visit us as we continue to celebrate tradition over trend, as we have for more than 30 years. For reservations, visit us at WashingtonDukeInn.com. That's WashingtonDukeInn.com.
In the fourth quarter, a 39-yard field goal, I should say, for Todd Polino. Caps a 5-play, 53-yard drive. Takes 2:37 off the fourth quarter clock, and the Blue Devils have a 7-point lead again, 23-16. Getting the ground game going. 111 of their 185 yards have come on the ground tonight. Star Thomas has 82 of them on 19 carries and the rushing score. And it was his day 44-yard rip that set up the opportunity to tack on 3 more, and it's becoming a theme in this game at least, that the offense, I know it hasn't been perfect here tonight. Florida State's awfully good defensively, but when it feels like Florida State's really starting to get back into it, they've had a response here in the second half with 2 really big field goal drives.
Yeah, that last one was very, very impressive and much needed. I love taking a shot, forcing the defensive holding call on first down, and then you get Star Thomas involved a little bit. The offense, although they haven't been very consistent, they haven't found a way into the end zone with a true offensive drive. They've done just enough, like you said, to stay ahead and keep this game pressure on the Florida State offense. They've looked better, Florida State's offense has, but still this Duke defense seems to be in control.
So now Degianski will kick it away. And before he does, we remind you tonight's game between Duke and Florida State is presented by Rich Mar Florist. Visit richmarflorist.com for floor delivery around the corner or around the world. Rich Mar Florist, proud sponsor of Duke Athletics. Dave's been wearing that out for the last couple of months, just trying to stay in the good graces at home.
I know you like a dozen roses, so send them your way every once in a while.
For Taylor.
Nothing like getting a nice floral arrangement delivered to the front door. I had a few of them with the birth of our second child here recently. Keeps the house nice and spruced up.
There you go. Degansky, a line drive kick. This one angled right, and Florida State will return it from the 9 across the 20, the 25, as far as the 30, and pretty good field position for the Seminoles as they take it out to the 32-yard line. And now flags fly after the play as there were some pleasantries exchanged along the Florida State sideline. At least I thought I saw a flag come out of there. Isaiah Holmes on the kickoff return, and now we'll sort out the penalty. Significant either way. It's either going to back Florida State up deep in their own territory or bring them out near midfield.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 48 of the receiving team, 15-yard penalty. It'll be first down, Florida State.
So that's Jaden Bradford, I believe, on the kickoff return. And Dave, obviously a mistake for Florida State, but I think you got to give the Blue Devils credit. Could have easily responded to something like that. Over there, motions are running high. Clear push in the back, throwing one of the Blue Devil players out of bounds. Hard to tell the number from our vantage point, but changes field position. Florida State off their own 17-yard line. Like I said, heady play by the Blue Devils not to respond. Because so often you see offsetting penalties there. As it is, Florida State will go to work off their own 17, trailing 23-16 with 8:52 to go. And from the shotgun, here's the snap. Glenn to throw, steps up in the pocket, escapes to the left, he's drilled and sacked. Ryan Smith got him back at the 15-yard line. And Dave, he never saw him.
It's a coverage play because nothing open down the field. Glenn has to do something with the football, so he tries to sneak out to the left, and Ryan Smith waiting there, doubles back and sacks him for a loss of 2.
4th sack of the night for this Blue Devil defense that has been outstanding. Toafili in a pistol set is behind Glenn on 2nd and 12. And from the shotgun, they reposition Toafili to the right of Glenn. Here's the snap, 4-man rush, deep drop, has some time, a pump fake. Now he throws and has it complete. And it's Hakeem Williams out near the 30. That'll be a first down at the 29-yard line. Haven't seen a ton of the downfield passing game tonight for Florida State, but Terry Moore made the tackle there. And it will be a first down at their own 29 as we go under 8 minutes to play, and the Blue Devils leading 23-16.
Clean pocket on both of the plays to start this drive, and that's been the difference. I know the first play was a sack, but Glenn didn't need to get out of the pocket if he didn't want to. And this last one, he just had all day and found the hole in the zone coverage down the field. Duke defensive line have been getting pretty good pressure to this point in the game.
Glenn getting the offensive line organized. We drift past the midway point of the 4th quarter with the Blue Devils up by a touchdown. It's a straight give to Toafili, and he'll take it across the 30 out near the 35-yard line on a pickup of 6. We'll bring up 2nd down and 4. Tackle made by Michael Reese, one of the reserve defensive ends. Florida State in no particular hurry. The Blue Devils leading 23-16, and we're approaching 7 minutes to play. 2nd and 4. Glenn out of the shotgun. A couple slaps to the hands, and here's the snap. Another give to Toafili through the hole, and he's got a first down across the 40, stretching it out to the 46-yard line. The tackle made by Cameron Bergeron, but Dave, this is a Blue Devil defense that looks a little bit tired right now with 6:42 to go.
They do, and this offensive line for Florida State that has been challenged all year is actually doing a pretty good job of sifting through some of those run stunts that we talked about where Duke is slanting defensive linemen hard one way or maybe twisting them. They're just getting a man on a man, and when you can do that, bigger holes open up because there's movement along the defensive line.
So first down and 10 to go for Florida State off their own 46 with 6:15 to go. See if the Blue Devil defense can bow up. Glenn to throw to the right on the slant. He's got it complete across midfield to the Blue Devil 40-yard line into the arms of Kentron Portier, and now he moves it down to the 37-yard line before the Blue Devils can get him to the ground with Stinson. And we'll be under 6 minutes to play when they snap it next with the Blue Devils leading 23-16. This is a drive for Florida State that began back inside their own 20. Blue Devils trying to hold on to this touchdown advantage in the 4th quarter. Davis is the tailback now. He's behind Glenn. Everybody ready? The left guard still looking back, trying to get organized, and now they appear ready. Play clock's at 6 and 5, and here's the snap. A give to Davis running left. The Blue Devils try to stretch it out. He cuts back inside, gets inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. He lost the football. There's a pile at the 30-yard line. The Blue Devils think they have it, and the officials agree. A 4th turnover tonight for this Blue Devil defense, and out of the pile comes Preston Watson with the football. 5:18 to go. The Blue Devils have it back, leading 23-16. There's an injured Seminole as well. We'll take a look. Oh, that ball is for sure out. As we saw Davis get hit from the side, lost possession, and then it was a mad scramble to find the football. Dave, I think for a second or two, both teams really didn't realize the ball was out. It was just kind of laying there, and then everyone went for the mad scramble, and it's Preston Watson who came out of there with it.
Trying to see who caused the fumble initially. It's just hard to tell. They're a mass of bodies. A defensive lineman, though, was able to pursue down the field and cause the contact. And just this defense continuing to force turnovers.
5:18 to go. The Blue Devils have it back up by a touchdown, 23-16 when you come back.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
For any surface and every season, Continental Tire is the smart choice in tires. From ultra-high performance tires like the Extreme Contact Sport 02 to passenger touring tires to all-terrain light truck tires like the Terrain Content AT, Continental has a tire that gives you confidence no matter the road conditions. Whether you're looking for summer, all-season, or winter tires, Continental Tire has something to fit your needs. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find your ideal tire. Continental Tire, a proud partner of the Duke Blue Devils.
Back here in Wallace Wade Stadium, the Blue Devils with 5:18 to go have it back at their own 35-yard line after forcing a 4th turnover tonight with a 23-16 lead against Florida State. Well, we have a moment. 10 seconds for station identification. This is Duke football from Learfield. Well, football can be a funny game at times. Christian Rory began his career in a Blue Devil uniform. Transferred out of the program in 2023. Dave, who did he play for? None other than Jonathan Packey down at Texas State. Decided to come back to Durham this year. You know, with the extra ability you get from a COVID season, he's a graduate student. And he forces the turnover, punches it out of the arms of Davis. Preston Watson comes up with the recovery, but Christian Rory has been here with the small break in between for a long time and makes one of the biggest plays of the night.
Yeah, and it was very good pursuit and effort by Rory, who's playing along the D-line. Davis, the running back, kind of breaks outside and is initially past the line of scrimmage, and Rory just kept working at it. Didn't necessarily punch the ball, just the contact and the physicality of Rory is what jarred it loose.
Here's a handoff to Thomas running left. Has had success on that side. Spun around as he got just shy of the 35-yard line after a pickup of a little more than 3. And the clock rolls. It'll be under 5 minutes to go when they snap it again. Remember, Florida State had to burn a timeout on special teams in the 3rd quarter, so they've only got 2 remaining. And you're looking at, 2 more first downs, and you can run this thing out. As Malik Murphy and company in no particular hurry with this touchdown advantage.
Preaching ball security in the huddle. Need clean handoffs.
Thomas is to the left of Murphy. Play clock's down to 5 and 4 before they snap it. They do now. A give to Thomas running right this time. 35 and stretching it across the 37-yard line. Where it'll be 3rd down and 4 with 4:24 to go. The tackle made by Justin Cryer.
2 hands on the football. It's all about fundamentals. Nobody needs to do anything. Hero ball, nothing crazy.
They need to take it out to their own 41 for a first down. We hit 4 minutes exactly to go on a rolling 4th quarter clock here at Wallace Wade Stadium. Blue Devils up 23-16. From the shotgun, it's Murphy. And here's the snap. Gonna run it to the right. Thomas gets outside. 40's got a first down and more. Rumbling across midfield. Cuts back inside at the 45. Flag down. He crosses the 40. Still on his feet. And down to the Florida State 37-yard line. We'll check the marker, but for the moment it's a first down, but it looks like it's coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's on Caleb Krings, and we'll get a second peek and see what Dave Harding thinks here about the holding call. It has not been a flag-happy crew here tonight, so you imagine it had to be something fairly obvious with 3:37 to go. As we get a second look, it looked like Krings just finished his block, Dave. Maybe I'm missing something.
It happened very late. Oh, Terrible. That's a pancake.
On Peyton. Their best defensive lineman, Patrick Peyton.
Oh, that's...
Especially with the way
bad.
things have been let go here tonight.
Yeah, that's...
Wow. 3rd and 14 coming up.
Well, I know what they see. They see a defensive lineman, being tossed to the ground, but it's because of absolute domination from a physical standpoint that threw him back.
Clock stopped with 3:37 to go. The Blue Devils still need their own 41 for a first down. Murphy to throw. They bring 5. Screen set up to the left with Hagens. Florida State read it, and he's going to lose yardage back to the 22-yard line. The tackle made for Florida State by Edwin Joseph. And the Blue Devils will have to punt. Florida State not using one of their 2 timeouts left. That is a really tough call to take here in the fourth quarter.
Think about some of these penalties that we've seen today and how impactful they've been in the flow of the game and stopping drives or keeping Florida State on the field.
As Riddleton will punt, clock goes under 3 minutes now. And it's McCoy standing back at his own 30. And with 1 on the play clock, they snap it low, but Riddleton handled it, got it away. Not a great kick. He had to rush to get it away, and it takes a sideways hop out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So you think about that, you're looking at 1st and 10 at the Florida State 37-yard line, but the holding call wipes that away. You can't convert on 3rd down, and now Florida State with very good field position at their own 41, 2 timeouts, and plenty of time with 2:43 to go with the Blue Devils leading by a touchdown. As you said, there haven't been many, but, man, they've been impactful, the flags that have been thrown here tonight.
Just a wild swing of momentum. It takes a veteran team to overcome that. The defense back out there. Florida State still very much alive in this ballgame.
The Blue Devil defense has been the story tonight. Can they finish it off? Leading 23-16. From the shotgun, it's Glenn. Here's the snap. A run to the left with toafili. Drop for a loss. Kendi Charles again back at the 39. A loss of 2, 2nd and 12 coming up.
Great get off by Kendi Charles right at the snap and forces his lineman into the backfield. And it's an all-out sprint. It's a D lineman outrunning an offensive lineman to the point, and he makes the tackle.
From the shotgun, it's Glenn. Clock rolling, 2:15 to go. Here's the snap, 4-man rush. Deep drop, has some time, winding down, pursued and brought down. Sacked by Aaron Hall, back at the 38-yard line. For the Blue Devils, that's their 5th sack of the night, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout.
Glenn's in the pocket for probably about 5 seconds. Long time. So the coverage down the field was sound. And you got to credit Aaron Hall and the rest of those defensive linemen fighting consistently. And although they didn't get there at first, they find a way to Brock Glenn and to bring him down when it mattered at the end.
2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. We take a break. The Blue Devils holding on. They lead at 23-16.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Family is a full-time job. There's lunches to make, laundry to do, the list goes on. It's a lot. But with Kohl's Epic Deals, I don't spend a lot. I got Active Styles for $9.99, a kitchen appliance for $12.99, and teas for $7.99. Plus, I earn 3 times the rewards as a Kohl's Rewards member. See for yourself now through Sunday only at Kohl's. Select styles. Offers in September 29th. Kohl's Rewards enrollment required for rewards. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Well, here we are with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Blue Devils leading Florida State 23-16. And the Seminoles have it at their own 38-yard line, looking at 3rd and 13. David Shoemate alongside Dave Harding, John Roth down on the field. John Rose is our producer and engineer. Evan Jackson is our spotter. And Jeff Hamlin back inside our network studios. And Dave, Florida State does have 2 timeouts left, but given the circumstance being down by a touchdown, do Do you feel like this is 4-down territory for them if they can't convert? Do you think they punt it away and try to play defense?
It's a great question. I think
because it informs the play call.
It sure does. I think you've got a couple options. You're sending a few receivers down the field trying to get the first down, and with the pass protection, it's actually been pretty sound. You've got time. Tell Brock Glenn, go to the check down if you have to, and then we'll assess what that looks like after the play. So if you can pick up 8 yards here, maybe you're considering going for it.
With that being said, we've seen the Blue Devils have success tonight with the 4-man rush. Obviously, everyone remembers what happens at the end of the Carolina game where Criswell throws the pick when they heated him up with Stinson coming in. What do you think with Jonathan Packey here, what he wants to do?
I would expect to see a 3-man front with several of the linebackers and safeties in along the line of scrimmage. More of that simulated pressure like we saw in that same situation against North Carolina.
Because the biggest difference is Glenn is a much bigger threat to run than Criswell was if you get super aggressive coming after him.
And they've got that look out there. So there are 3 defensive linemen on the field. They're not lined up in the way that you would typically see them with 1 over the center and 2 over the ends.
2 linebackers that are actually over the ball, Bergeron and Freeman.
So you, as an offensive lineman here, you're like, what's coming? And the quarterback feels the same way. But to your point, you've got to make sure you keep a hat on Glenn. He is a threat to run.
3rd and 13. They need the Blue Devil 49 for a first down. Here's the snap. Pressure comes. Glenn's in trouble. Steps away. Now he's pursued by Bergeron. He gets away, though, down the right sideline. 40, 45, and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. They're going to give him the 47. Moore forced him out. And now on 4th and 4 with 1:52 to go, a decision for Mike Norvell, and it certainly looks like he's going to leave the offense out there.
Yeah, I think that's the right decision for Mike Norvell. Duke's offense hasn't been awesome, but they've been good enough because only 1 first down, you could ice it away. This is your shot at the game.
So they need 4 yards on 4th down. The Blue Devils trying to finish off a 23-16 win over the Seminoles. And in doing so, pick up their 6th win of the season. From the shotgun, it's Glenn Toafili to his right. All 3 wideouts are on the left side of the formation. And here's the snap. They rush 4. He's got time. It's winding down. Steps up, tries to escape, launches, caught. First down across midfield. And diving down to the 38-yard line is Jakhi Douglas. They'll stop the clock to move the chains with 1:44 to go. The Blue Devils leading 23-16.
Brock Glenn did a good job of evading some pressure and then extending the play to his left, kept his eyes down the field, finds his outlet underneath for the first.
They're not going terribly quickly here with 2 timeouts. 90 seconds to go now. The clock is rolling. Glenn looks to the sideline. He's ready now, and here's the snap. Good get off by Anthony on the right. Steps inside and nearly got him. Then he's finished off by Williams back at the 48-yard line. A sack for this Blue Devil defense. Their 6th of the night.
Both of the defensive ends.
And a timeout taken by Florida State with 1:18 to go.
Yeah, in a 2-minute situation, you cannot take sacks because that just eats up the clock. And fortunate Florida State is that they had a timeout to burn. But both defensive ends, especially VJ Anthony on that play, obliterate the offensive tackles.
Just exploded at the snap.
As if just a bomb went off and dissolved anybody in front of him. And that forced Glenn to his left, right into the waiting arms of Wesley Williams, who had gone to work against his offensive tackle. That's been the story of this season, really, but especially tonight. This defensive line, so many faces leaving after last year. They have replaced them, and people have stepped up in big ways. It's been quite the sight to see.
And Dave, on that play, their left tackle Darius Washington was injured, so they're going to have to go to the bench to bring in a reserve left tackle, and that's Robert Scott.
They've already had to go deep onto the depth chart this Florida State offensive line has with injuries.
Lost their starting left guard Richie Leonard earlier in the season. They've been shifting guys around inside. 2nd down and 19 and a false start. The right tackle moved early. That's Jeremiah Byers.
I would too.
And look at Anthony dancing down there.
See, that's the impact of the pass rush. They've got these offensive tackles shaking in their boots.
2nd and 19 becomes 2nd and 24. Remember, Florida State only has 1 timeout left. with 1:18 to go.
Yeah, as much as the momentum is on Duke's side, you got to keep a level head out here.
2nd and 24. The Blue Devils lead at 23-16. Here's the snap. Glenn to throw. Steps up down the middle. Short off his man on the left. It's incomplete. Trying to find one of the reserve tight ends, Amari Williams, and now it's 3rd down and 24.
That's the impact of the pass rush, too. VJ Anthony, Wesley Williams didn't get there, but that clock in Brock Glenn's head is going off, saying, I got to get rid of the football, and he threw it too early.
Glenn out of the shotgun, has toafili to his right. Looks it over, and here's the snap. They rush 3. Anthony still in his face, coming off the edge. Williams was tackled. Flag flies for a hold. Glenn to the right, still in trouble. Sets his feet, wants to throw. Backpedals, throws back down the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pickett. The question will be, was he in bounds? The officials are talking about it. If it's a pick, it's over with 1:02 to go. We're still waiting for a ruling. Also, there's a hold in the backfield. Could it be a 5th turnover to finish off the Seminoles? Marcus Woods is talking about it.
They're trying to decide if the defender was out of bounds and came back in.
The conversation is happening at midfield with 1:02 to go. Joshua Pickett with the football in hand, why not? Would be his 2nd career interception. And a lot rides on this upcoming announcement. It's definitely a hold on Florida State on the penalty. The question will be, was Pickett in bounds? We haven't had a replay review tonight. Certainly feels like whatever's called here, we're going to go take a peek. I think he's in.
He's in. In this case, obviously, he would decline the penalty and take the interception.
And now Marcus Woods is over to talk to Manny Diaz. 2 officials have their hats off. That's what Dave is talking about in terms of going out of bounds and coming back in and be the first to touch it.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Holding offense number 52. 10-yard penalty. It'll be 3rd down.
And we'll see if they review it. Manny Diaz certainly is in conversation, wants them to review it with 1:02 to go.
I don't see how you don't review it. That is the whole point of replay review.
The ruling on the field with incomplete pass is under further review.
And they are going to take a peek. Obviously, a critical call here. And before Dave lets us know what he thinks, this Close Shave Instant Replay is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. Dave, what do you think?
It's an interception.
Did he ever go out before he came in to make the pick?
I mean, it looks like he's in bounds the whole way.
That's the only question mark, right?
His left foot would be the only question mark. I think he's in bounds.
We haven't seen a true down the line angle. The right leg is no question. He was in bounds. It's the left foot that was close to the sideline when he caught it.
For you, I mean, is it reviewable about whether he was out of bounds and then came back in?
Yeah, because we saw that down in Tallahassee a year ago where they actually took a completion away because
right.
the guy had gone out of bounds. So that is reviewable, but it doesn't look like it was anything outside of what we're exactly looking at right now, right? And to me, that left foot is in bounds as Marcus Woods is taking a close look. And it looks like, well, we'll see.
Well, it's really a shame that
they haven't moved the football yet.
The call on the field.
That's all. They haven't seen a super great angle down the sideline, I think is what you were about to say.
Yeah, and the call on the field, it looms large there because you need clear and obvious video evidence to overturn something.
And obviously, as critical as it is, they're going to take their time to make sure they have it right with 1:02 to go in the 4th quarter. The Blue Devils leading 23-16.
Well, I'm just surprised the verbiage wasn't, it's an interception, because Pickett clearly had possession of the ball, but we deemed that he was out of bounds when he caught it. They just called it an incomplete pass.
Well, let's see what the decision ultimately is. Here's our referee tonight, Marcus Woods.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. The correction will be the holding penalty will be declined. It'll be 4th down.
Oh, interesting decision there for Manny Diaz, because it would have been 3rd and 34 what's the difference between 3rd and 34 and 4th and 24? So give Florida State one play to try to get just about the quarter of the football field.
I just don't understand.
It's the stands makes you think. They thought he was out. I'm with you. I thought he was in, but clearly they didn't see anything that was definitive, at least in their view. But a stop here wins the game with 1:02 to go. Two really deep safeties back there, with Moore and Stone with their heels at the 30-yard line. They need to take it to the Blue Devil 28 for a first down. Here's the snap. Deep drop. The Blue Devils get in there, and they sack him. Oh, he throws it back to Toafili. He's trying to escape. Anthony's got him, and it's night-night for the Seminoles. 53 seconds to go. Up 23-16. The Blue Devils are about to get their first win over Florida State. They almost had the sack on Glenn. Desperation, heave back to Toafili. The Blue Devils stayed after it and got him down as well.
David, I haven't seen a performance as a defensive end by the one tonight that we've seen out of VJ Anthony ever. Absolute dominating performance. Unbelievable. Just teeing off, and he had two players on him. They kept a running back in to try to chip on him, and he just went right down the chest of the offensive tackle to blow that play up.
For the Blue Devils, 11th tackle for loss of the night to go along with 6 sacks. And now the most beautiful formation in football from under center, it's Maalik Murphy. Takes a knee. Florida State's going to use their final timeout with 51 seconds to go. And Dave, we can start talking about a little bit of history. 3rd consecutive season now the Blue Devils are bound for the postseason as they're going to go to 6-1. Florida State is going to fall to 1-6. For perspective, coming in, they had 6 or more wins in 9 of 13 seasons. Now 10 out of 14. From 1972 to 2011, 40 years, 6 total seasons with 6 or more wins. It's been a remarkable run. It began with David Cutcliffe. Mike Elko continued it, and now tonight Manny Diaz has taken the Blue Devils back to the postseason. It only took him 7 games in his first year to do so. Murphy takes one more knee. He'll have to do it one more time. Pretty remarkable what Manny Diaz and company have done here in their first year.
It is. They've gotten complete buy-in by the players. You can tell they've earned the trust of this locker room. They've gone to work. I think this is a group that believes in one another. They're continuing to build on the tradition and culture that is Duke football, and they keep on making history. Beating Florida State for the first time in program history. Congratulations to this entire team.
Maalik Murphy takes the final knee, and the Blue Devils have their 6th win of the season. Dominant from start to finish on defense. That's how they got it done tonight. 23-16 is the final score. Fitting. They score 23 points in their 23rd meeting with Florida State, and they pick up their first win over the Seminoles in dominant fashion. 6 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 4 turnovers. They beat Florida State, only giving up 16 points, and Dave, the defense set the table for 17 of those.
Yeah, they were phenomenal all night. And VJ Anthony, I thought, led the way with the disruption along the line of scrimmage.